Good morning, students. Welcome you all once again in the live virtual classes of Board of Studies of ICAI. So, students, today we will complete the second part of Ind AS 105. So, I could not have been able to, take the second part in the last class due to some emergency. So, today we will be completing the second part. So, non-current asset held for sale and discontinued operations. Quickly, I will summarize and I will quickly complete the recap of the first class, then I'll move to the next concepts. Okay. So we discussed that in India, there are two kind of standards, accounting standard and Ind AS. In accounting standard, we had only accounting standard 24, which talks about discontinuing operations. But when I talk about Ind AS, it is Ind AS 105, which is counterpart of IFRS 5. And this standard talks about non-current asset held for sale and discontinued operations. Discontinued operations. Okay. And IFRS 5 is also talking about non-current asset held for sale and discontinued operations. So two part Ind AS 105 and IFRS 5 is taking care of, whereas AS 24 is only taking care of discontinuing operations. Right. So friends, then we discussed this standard talks about three things. Number one, this standard talks about the situation when an individual asset is held for sale, right? And what is the name of the individual asset held for sale?
Non-current assets held for sale.
Non-current asset held for sale, NCAHFS, non-current asset held for sale. And friends, the second situation is when we are selling group of assets, right? As a slump sale or more than one assets when we are selling, like when we are selling entire factory, which includes plant and machinery, which includes factory building, which includes furniture and fixture, office equipment, computer, laptop, raw material, finished stock, right? Licenses, software, loans. So when you are selling all these items put together, it is known as a group of asset held for sale. And what is the name of group of asset held for sale in Ind AS 105?
DGHFS,
Disposal group held for sale. This is
disposal
the
group.
technical nomenclature. Disposal group held for sale. We discussed that for an individual asset held for sale, I mean to say for a non-current asset held for sale, that asset should always be a non-current
Non-current
asset.
asset. Non-current asset.
Non-current asset, right? For a group of asset held for sale, it could be a combination of a non-current asset, current asset, and liabilities, right? So in the disposal group held for sale, at least minimum one asset should be a non-current asset. The remaining asset could be current asset. Okay, but minimum one asset should be a non-current asset. Then the third aspect which we discussed is discontinued operations. Okay. What is a discontinued operations, my dear friends? So discontinued operation is like discontinuation of major product, business segment, geographical area of operations. This is a discontinued operation. This is known as a DCO, discontinued operations. So we have discussed the meaning of NCHFS and DGHFS. In the today's class, we will be discussing the concept of discontinued operations as well, right? After completing the measurement of NCHFS and DGHFS, we will cover the concept of DCO as well. Friends, then we discussed there are four pillars of accounting: recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure. The classification and presentation requirement of Ind AS 105 is applicable to all non-current asset and all disposal group held for sale. Then we discuss the measurement requirement. It's an asset-based standard, and the asset-based standard also has a measurement requirement. Okay. The measurement requirement of Ind AS 105 is applicable to all non-current assets which are held for sale. All non-current assets, all disposal group held for sale, right, which are held for sale, except for few assets, the measurement requirement of 105 will not be applicable. For example, Sanjay?
Yeah, deferred tax assets, financial assets, biological assets.
Yes, for example, deferred tax asset, financial asset, biological asset, plan asset under employee benefits, right? Insurance
Insurance.
contract asset. So these are the 5 exceptions. Then we discussed which standard has an authority of classifying assets and liabilities into current and non-current. Which standard? Ind AS 105?
Ind AS 1.
No, Ind AS 1. Ind AS 1 says what is current, what is non-current. 105 says that I will classify non-current into current when the held for sale criteria will met. When the held for sale criteria will met. So when an asset, for example, PPE, already classified as a non-current asset will become a current asset. कब हो जाएगा non-current asset? Current asset कब बन जाएगा?
Held for sale.
When it meets the criteria of
held for
held
sale.
for sale. When it meets the criteria of held for sale. Then friends, we have seen the presentation in the balance sheet that how this is moving from non-current to current. For example, this PP is 100 crores. After HFS criteria is met, this PP will move to non-current asset held for sale under current asset category. You understand, na? In the balance sheet is divided, one of the asset side of the balance sheet and the liability side of the balance sheet is divided into 2 parts, non-current and current, right?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes. Any question?
Saw it in the balance sheet also, Ultratech balance sheet.
Yes. So friends, then we discuss the meaning of non-current asset held for sale. That what is the meaning of non-current asset held for sale? So non-current asset held for sale are those assets where carrying amount are recovered principally through a sale transaction rather than through a continuing use, not through the continuing use. Means, what is the future economic benefit which is arriving from non-current asset held for sale? कौन से future economic benefit होते हैं?
Sale consideration.
Sale consideration, right? So for example, when you are capitalizing machinery, what is the future economic benefit you are expecting out of machinery? When you purchase machinery, whether the intent is to sell machinery?
No.
No, intent is to use machinery. Use machinery for what? For production. Right? When you purchase a truck, what is the purpose? What is the intention and future economic benefit to get out of the truck?
Transportation of the product.
Transportation of goods, not to sell, but transportation of goods, right? For example, if you purchased a car, vehicle, what is the future economic benefit you're expecting out of that vehicle? Using that vehicle for the purpose of moving from one place to another for administrative purposes, okay?
Yes.
If there is an inventory, again, inventory is an asset. What is the purpose? What is the intent? What is the future economic benefit you are expecting from inventory?
Sale.
Sale consideration. So likewise, my dear friends, non-current asset held for sale and disposal group held for sale. So these are the asset where future economic benefit is primarily, it will be achieved by selling that asset. It will be achieved by sale transaction, not through the use. And friends, the amount recovered may be equal to, less than, or more than the carrying amount also. Right? Now, the question is, when a non-current asset or a disposal group held for sale will be classified as held for sale. When a non-current asset or disposal group will be classified as held for sale. When it meets the 2 criteria. What are the 2 criteria, friends?
Immediate sale and in present condition. And
Sale is highly probable.
It's highly probable that the sale will be.
And sale is probable.
And sale is highly probable, right? 2 criteria. Internet Service Provider Company, ISPC, and Hindustan Petroleum, HP. Correct? यही लिख के आओगे एग्जाम में?
Yes, sir.
No.
Short में, rough में.
Okay. ISPC, available for immediate sale in present condition. And HP, sale is highly probable. And we discussed, my dear friends, that ISPC available for immediate sale in present condition. This condition shows the availability of sale which is depending on intent and ability. You remember I have taken two examples of intent and ability. You remember the example of when I want to sell my factory, I told that I will be able to sell my factory only when I will complete my customer orders, which will take around 6 months. So
Yes.
whether the factory is available for sale, answer is yes. Whether the factory is available for immediate sale in present condition, answer is no. Right? So one of the one of the students, Sanjay or Akshay, he suggested me that, sir, why don't you sell your factory as it is? We will give you whatever. So we will complete the buyer orders. And whatever profit will be there from the buyer orders, we'll give it to you. So I agreed and I decided to sell my factory along with the buyer orders. Okay. So friends, in that case, whether this factory is available for immediate sale in present condition?
Yes,
Answer
sir.
is yes. Yes, it become available for immediate sale in present condition. So my dear friends, the basic mistake which most of the student do, they are not able to differentiate between available for sale and available for immediate sale in present condition आपने कभी बोलचाल की भाषा में सुना होगा ना अपने फ्रेंड्स को, अपनी फैमिली में, कि मैं इस एसेट को, मैं इस प्लॉट को, मैं इस बिल्डिंग को मैं ना फटाफट बेचना चाहता हूं, अगर आज मुझे कोई मिल जाए तो मैं फटाफट दे दूं. You must have heard about these kind of conversation or discussion in the real life, right? Where somebody is desperate about selling that asset. Correct? Where somebody is waiting for a good time to come, or somebody is waiting for a buyer to come, and that guy is so desperate about selling that asset that if somebody will come, he will immediately dispose of that asset, right? So it talks about available for immediate sale in present condition, right? And friends, the second is sale is highly probable. What is meant by sale is highly probable? And this example, if I correctly remember, Chitra, I hope I'm right. So this example I have taken along with your conversation with a listed company CFO, correct? I think this example I have conversed with the Chitra's conversation, if my memory is correct. Yes. So 5 conditions we discussed in the sale is highly probable. We discussed that the entity is committed to sell the asset, means the board has approved the sale. Search for buyer has already been started. The sale price quoted is reasonable in comparison to market price. The sale is likely to be completed within 1 year. It is unlikely that the sale plan will change in future. It is unlikely. Okay. So friends, the first condition ISPC, available for immediate sale in present condition, it shows the availability of sale which is depending on intent and ability. The second condition shows the efforts and documentation to convert in complete sale. Right? And then we discussed that while the expectation is to sell the asset within 1 year, but it may go beyond 1 year. There are 2 exceptions to this, right? Number 1, it may go beyond 1 year, means even though the sale is not completed within 1 year, still it will continue to be classified as a non-current asset held for sale in 2 conditions. Condition number 1, delay must be due to circumstances outside the control of the entity. And we took the example of COVID, regulatory approvals, right? And if the delay is from the buyer side, then
there should be a binding agreement.
Binding agreement must have been entered into. When I say firm purchase commitment, binding agreement, it means that if the buyer will walk out from the contract, buyer will breach the contract, the buyer has to obligate with the severe penalties. Okay. Then friends, we discussed the accounting treatment, and we discussed that once an asset, a non-current asset, will be classified as a non-current asset held for sale Once a disposal group will be classified as a disposal group held for sale, then on that date, what is the measurement? What is the initial measurement? Then we discuss 3 steps. Step number 1, compute the carrying value of non-current asset or disposal group as per the respective standard, right? Immediately before classification as held for sale. What does it mean? Then we understood that, for example, on 1st July 2025, an asset is classified as a held for sale. Then what should I do? I should compute the carrying value as per Ind AS 16. If it is, let's say, property, plant and equipment, as per Ind AS 16, I need to compute the carrying amount as on 30th June 2025. Right? As per which standard?
Ind AS 16.
As per Ind AS 16, as per respective standard. Then, second step, I need to compute the fair value less cost to sell. Fair value less cost to sell of the non-current asset held for sale and disposal group on the date of classification as held for sale. Third, I should recognize the non-current asset and disposal group at a lower of carrying amount and fair value less cost to sell. Correct? This is what we discussed. And then we took an example also. 2 examples we have covered. And I have also shown you Ultratech Cement's annual report. Correct?
Correct.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Now, friends, I will continue this example of initial measurement. And I have the example number 3. Okay. I will discuss this example of initial measurement. Then I will move to subsequent measurement. Then I'll do a case study, which is also from ICAI study material and which is also in my PowerPoint presentation. I will discuss that case study as well. Okay. Sounds good? So even though any student who have not attended the day 1 lecture, so their complete revision is there in the day 2 lecture, right? Yes or no? Saminathan, you were not there in the day 1 lecture, correct?
Yes, sir. I am very much clear now, sir. You can carry on, please. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So friends, those who were there in the day 1 lecture like Akshay, Sanjay, Chitra, Neha, so Bibhu, so you guys must have a revision, good revision, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Complete revision, sir.
Complete revision. So now let's discuss example number 3. And friends, after around 30-40 minutes, I will show you Hindalco Industries Limited annual report also. Okay. We will discuss with some annual reports also so that we'll have a good understanding. Right. Okay. Yes. A Limited purchased a building on 1st April 2019 for rupees 21 lakhs. So building was purchased on 1st April 2019 for 21 lakhs. What is the accounting entry?
Building account debit to bank.
Building account debit to bank account. Very good. 21 lakhs. And what is the nature of this building?
PPE.
PPE non-current asset. Okay. The useful life of the building is 10 years. If the useful life is 10 years, assume no residual value. What is the per annum depreciation?
90,000.
90,000 कहाँ से हो गया? 21 lakh.
2.1 lakhs. 2.1 lakhs.
2.1 lakh. 2,10,000, right? 2,10,000 is the value of depreciation. There is an impairment loss on this building as on 31st March 2020. There is an impairment loss on this building as on 31st March 2020 for rupees 0.9 lakh. 90,000 का impairment loss भी है. Okay. Okay. The building has been classified as held for sale on 1st July 2020. Means after how many years? 1st April 19 को building खरीदी, 1st July 2020 को held for sale हो गई. After 1 year and 3 months. You are required to show the necessary entries for this effect. The fair value less cost to sell on 1st July 2020 is 17 lakhs. It is given, right? And we need to show the necessary entries. Building 21 lakh, useful life 10 year, per annum depreciation 2.1 lakh, impairment loss is 0.9 lakh as on 31st March 2020. Date of purchase of asset 1st April 19, classification is held for sale 1st July 20. Fair value less cost to sell on 1st July is 17 lakhs. Yes. Akshay, should we do any treatment of this impairment loss on 31st March 20?
Yes, sir. We should.
Okay,
We
yeah,
should,
please.
we should decrease the carrying value by impairment loss.
We should decrease the carrying value by impairment loss. And which standard talks about this reduction, which you are telling me? Ind AS 16. Ind AS 16, na? So basically what happened? So what we will do, what will happen? So this building up to 30th June 20, up to 30th June 2020. What is the nature of this building? What is the nature of this building? This building was PPNE. This building was PPNE, right? ये building PPE थी ना 30th June 20 तक. Which standard was applicable on this building? Ind AS 16. Effective from 1st July 20. What is the nature of this building? It become NCA HF. Which standard is applicable? 105. So friends, what is the accounting entry on the day one? On the day one, what is the accounting entry? Building account debit to bank account, correct? Then what is the accounting entry? Depreciation, you will depreciate also, no?
Yes, sir.
Building account debit 21 lakh to bank. What is the depreciation on 31st March 20?
2.1 lakhs.
2.1 lakh. Very good. 2.1 lakh is the depreciation on 31st March 20. First year में तो यही depreciation होगा ना, divide by 10. So
Yes,
now, is there any impairment loss entry?
Yes, sir.
On 31st March 20, what is the formula of carrying amount? Carrying amount का formula क्या था Ind AS 16 में?
Cost minus accumulated depreciation minus accumulated impairment loss.
Cost minus accumulated depreciation minus accumulated impairment
Loss.
Impairment loss. Then friends, 31st March 20, one more accounting entry. What is that accounting entry? Impairment loss. Impairment loss account debit. Where impairment loss will go? It will go to P&L. It will go to P&L. If the asset is on revaluation model, then you need to see if the revaluation surplus exists, then this impairment loss has to be adjusted from revaluation surplus. Okay. Yeah. What is the accounting entry of impairment loss account debit to PPE? To PPE or to the accumulated depreciation. You can also transfer to accumulated depreciation. To PPE. Credit. 0.90. ठीक है ना? 0.90. Now what is my carrying amount? What is my carrying amount on 31st March 20, Neha?
Sir, 18 lakh.
18 lakh. 18 lakh is my carrying amount. All are clear or all is clear?
Clear.
Clear? All is clear and all are clear. Okay, very good. Yes. So we have reached at 31st March 20. This is my carrying amount on 31st March 20. This is my carrying amount. Okay. So दोस्तों, now what should we do? We have to on 1st July 20, this asset become non-current asset held for sale. We have to see all three steps. We have to see all three steps. क्या step थे? Step number 1, 2, 3. Let me copy these steps. Can I copy this step? कर लूं copy?
Yes.
Step number 1. Compute carrying amount as at 30th June 20 as per Ind AS 16. क्या होगा carrying amount? Can you guys help me?
18.375.
amount minus proportionate depreciation till 30 June.
So what is the proportionate depreciation for 3 months?
50,000.
What is the proportionate depreciation for 3 months? Ankit,
50,000, sir.
19 divided by 9, 2. Divide by 12, multiplied by 3.
very good. So my carrying amount as on 31st March 20 is 18 lakh. What is the remaining useful life?
9 years.
9 years.
9 years is the remaining useful life. Right, Megha? 9 years the remaining useful life. So it means what is the per annum depreciation for the next 9 years? 2 lakh.
2
If
lakhs.
2 lakh is the full year depreciation, then what is the quarter depreciation? What is the 3-month depreciation? 50,000. सबको clear है ना ये? 18
Yes,
divided by 9 multiply by 3 divided by 12. 0.5. Okay. Now what is my carrying amount? 18 lakh minus 0.5.
5.
Okay. 50. What is my fair value less cost to sell? It is given in the question.
17 lakhs.
17 lakh. It is given in the question. What is lower? Carrying amount is lower or fair value less cost to sell is lower?
17.
Fair value less cost to sell.
17 is lower. So that will be the value of what? Non-current asset held for sale. That is the initial measurement of non-current asset held for sale. So let me also copy the accounting entry. Yes. So what will be the value? 17 lakh is the value. How much I should credit? So non-current asset held for sale building account debit to building PPA account. What is the value?
17.5.
17.5 क्योंकि आप 0.5 का depreciation की entry pass कर चुके हो. Where the difference will go? Where the 50,000 difference
Impairment
will go?
loss. Impairment loss.
Loss on
Impairment
reclassification of NCH. Impairment loss.
Impairment loss on classification is held for sale. This impairment loss is as per Ind AS 16 or as per Ind AS 105?
As per Ind
Ind
AS
AS 105.
As per Ind AS 105. Yes. Okay. So friends, whether initial measurement is clear to each and every one of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Complete.
Yes.
Right, sir. It's a very crystal clear, sir.
Megha, is that clear to you? Can you please unmute your mic and can you please confirm? Okay. Ankit, Naman.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Great. So now friends, now we have completed initial measurement. Now let's move to the subsequent measurement. Subsequent measurement. Okay. What is meant by subsequent measurement? क्या मतलब होता है subsequent measurement का?
When the asset is revalued, then
Not revalued. Subsequent measurement means measurement on the reporting date, not
Reporting
necessarily
date.
revalue. Ind AS
Reporting.
16 PPE में भी तो 2 option थे ना? Sanjay, there were 2 options in the PPE ना?
yes.
You remember cost model, revaluation model. In
Yes,
cost
yes.
model, we are not revaluing the asset. So subsequent measurement means what you do for that asset or liability on the reporting date. For example, even if you have opted for a cost model, you will depreciate the asset, correct? Your
Correct.
value will change. You purchase the car for 10 lakh rupees on 1st April 2020. You recognize the car at 10 lakh rupees. That is initial measurement, correct? At cost.
Yes.
But when you end to the reporting date, when you complete 1 year, what you will do if the life is 10 years, you will charge a depreciation. You will charge a depreciation. Correct?
Correct.
You will charge a depreciation. Then your value will change. If, for example, you will charge a depreciation of 1 lakh, then automatically this 10 lakh become 9 lakh. So what is that? That is a subsequent measurement. Okay. So subsequent measurement means measurement at the reporting date. Okay. Right. So friends, one question, whether depreciation will be charged post 30th June 2020 on this asset. This asset has become a non-current asset held for sale. Now whether depreciation has to be charged after
No.
30th June?
No,
No.
sir. Not allowed.
Not allowed. Once an asset will be classified as held for sale, so the moment it has been classified as held for sale, subsequently no depreciation is allowed. No depreciation is going to be charged. Okay, why? Because the intent is not to use the asset, intent is to sell the asset, right? And it is it is highly likely that the sale transaction will be completed within 1 year. And once this asset become held for sale, we are also classifying this asset under current asset. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
As a separate
इम्पेयरमेंट
line
लॉस
item.
भी रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं करेंगे.
अभी आ रहा. ठीक है, just wait.
It is recognized as a separate line item in current assets.
Just wait. Can you just give me a second? Yes. सो इम्पेयरमेंट वाले क्वेश्चन को होल्ड करना, अभी मैंने आंसर नहीं किया, उसका मैं आंसर करने वाला हूं अभी. ओके, आई एम ओनली टॉकिंग अबाउट डेप्रिसिएशन. एंड नाउ यू गाइस become my guru on impairment. We discussed impairment in 3 classes. Yes, आप सबको impairment पता है ना?
Yes, sir.
बस impairment को इतना ही पता रखना कि एग्जाम में marks impair ना हो, right? So marks should not be impaired in exam. Okay, your memory should not impair, your knowledge should not impair, your knowledge should not impair. Only you know the impairment of asset. Okay, that's the only thing. Yes, so you are absolutely clear. No, once an asset classified as non-current asset held for sale, then depreciation / amortization will stop immediately, because the intent of the company is not to get the future economic benefit by using the asset. Rather, the primary intent is to sell the asset. Okay. Now, friends, when this asset was classified as held for sale, in my last example, in my example number 3, when this asset was classified as held for sale,
Once the condition meet to classify.
no, I am asking date. When the asset has been classified as held for sale?
1 July 20.
First
July.
First
July
July
2020. 1st July 2020. So continuing with the example number 3. Example number 3. Continuing with the example number 3. And let me give you 3 scenarios. Continuing with the example number 3, assuming this asset has not been sold out. This asset has not been sold out, right? As on 31st March 2021. So what will be the measurement requirement? What will be the measurement requirement if the above building has not been sold till 31st March 2021? क्या होगा? 1st July 2020, this building was classified as NCA HFS. On 31st March 2021, after 9 months, on the reporting date, this building has not been actually sold out, right? तो क्या होगा? You have to do subsequent measurement. So at what value the subsequent measurement will happen? At what value? So standard says that subsequent measurement on the reporting date, subsequently this non-current asset held for sale or disposal group held for sale has to be remeasured, on fair value less cost to sell. Subsequently, non-current asset or disposal group held for sale has to be remeasured on fair value less cost to sell. Means on the reporting date, again you need to compute fair value less cost to sell. On the reporting date, again you have to get the fair value done if the asset has not been sold out up to the reporting date. Is that clear? क्या करेंगे रिपोर्टिंग डेट पे? इनिशियल मेजरमेंट में क्या किया था? पहले you have computed carrying value, then you have computed fair value less cost to sell, and then lower of these two you have shown as a non-current asset held for sale. But at the time of reporting date, at the time of subsequent measurement, what you will do? You will again compute fair value less cost to sell. Now, what are the 3 scenarios? Fair value less cost to sell जब आप compute करोगे, for example, your initial measurement of non-current asset is at 17 lakh. Now, when you compute the fair value on 31st March 21, what could be 3 scenarios?
The first, it's sold out. Second,
First.
intention was not held. third intention is held.
No. So I
No,
am
sir.
asking. So I am asking. When you reach to the reporting date and you got the fair value less cost to sell, आपने fair value less cost to sell compute कर लिया, तो 3 सिनारियो क्या हो सकते हैं? क्या हो सकते हैं 3 सिनारियो? नंबर 1, your
Sir,
fair
it
value में
Carrying
may
value.
be higher than the carrying value or lower than the carrying value or equal to the carrying value.
Of course. There are 3 scenario. When you compute the fair value less cost to sell, it could be equal to the carrying value. Carrying value किसका? नॉन करंट एसेट हेल्ड फॉर सेल का, जो आपने इनिशियल मेजरमेंट किया था, राइट? Your fair value less cost to sell is equal to the initial measurement of NCHFS, 17 lakh. Your fair value less cost to sell has decreased. It becomes 16 lakh. Your fair value less cost to sell has increased. It becomes 19 lakh, right? 3 सिचुएशन हो सकती है ना, राइट? 3 सिचुएशन हो सकती है. Okay. So friends, continuing with the example number 3 and assuming the asset has not been sold out till 31st March 2021, you are required to show the entries continuing with the example number 3. यहां लेके आता हूं इसको. Continuing with the example number 3, assuming the asset has not been sold out till 31st March 2023, you are required to show the necessary entries for this effect in the following cases. क्या करें? क्या एंट्री पास करें? What entry should I pass?
Sir, in the first case is very clear, no change, no entry is needed. The carrying will be same. The 17 lakhs will continue.
Okay, case 1. Fair value less cost to sell is 17 lakh. There is no change. Is there any accounting treatment?
No, sir.
Neha, is there any accounting treatment?
No, sir.
No, because there is no change in the number, no?
Yes.
No change. Okay, there is no change. Hence, no accounting entry. No accounting entry means no treatment. है ना? No accounting treatment. No accounting entry. Case 2. Your fair value declined. What is the accounting treatment?
We will debit the impairment loss to the extent of 1 lakh and credit to asset account. That NCHFS held for sale will credit 1 lakh rupees.
Yes. It become 16 lakh. So NCHFS on 1st July 20 was how much? 17 lakh. On 31st March 21, NCHFS to remeasured and stated at fair value less cost to sell. And what is fair value less cost to sell? 16 lakh. तो क्या एंट्री पास करेंगे 31st March 21 पे? Impairment loss on remeasurement of NCA-HFS account debit to what? To NCA-HFS, right? To NCA-HFS. What is the amount? This 17 becomes 16. What is the amount of loss?
1 lakh.
1 lakh. Okay. The loss amount is 1 lakh. Being impairment loss on remeasurement of NCHFS recognized. What is my carrying value of NCHFS? What will become my carrying amount of NCHFS as on 31st March 2021? In this case, मेरा carrying amount क्या हो जाएगा NCHFS का?
16 lakh.
16 lakh. Carrying amount means the amount at which the asset is carried in the balance sheet. 16 lakh. Right. Case 3. ये 3 अलग-अलग सिनारियो हैं. Okay. These 3 are different scenarios. Fair value increased. What is the accounting entry?
NCA-HFS debit to revaluation of asset.
Sir,
Acha,
I will.
just a minute, Swaminathan, just a minute, hold on. So one of the participant was asking, sir, impairment भी नहीं होगा एक बार NCHFS होने के बाद? उसको आंसर मिल गया? किसने पूछा था? Who has asked that, sir, whether impairment will also not be done after classification as held for sale? Have you got the answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Yes, you got the answer, na? So we have recognized impairment. Okay. We should not
Yeah.
recognize depreciation, but we should recognize impairment when you have to remeasure your non-current asset held for sale on the reporting date. And what happened if this asset would have been sold before reporting date? तो क्या होता? फिर मैं remeasurement करते ही नहीं. Asset ही बिक गई है. If the asset has been sold out, then there is no remeasurement. Correct? Remeasurement happens at the reporting date. Correct है ना? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So third case, and Saminathan, here I want to do some debate, right? So don't
Yes, sir.
answer this part. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Case 3. Fair value less cost to sell on 31st March 2021 is rupees 19 lakh. ये 16 से 19 हुआ है या 17 से 19 हुआ है?
Sir, 17 से 19.
Very good. And let me tell you, when I discuss this 105 with chartered accountant in the post qualification course, few of the even chartered accountant tell me, sir, ये 16 से 19 हुआ है, right? And that is absolutely not right, because these are the cases. ये अलग अलग क्या हैं? ये cases, independent cases हैं. These are the scenarios. I am telling you guys scenarios. In your exam, it could be a scenario where nothing has changed. Your fair value has not changed. In your exam, there could be a scenario where you need to recognize subsequent impairment. In your exam, there could be a scenario when there is a increase in the fair value on the reporting date. Correct? So these are the scenario building. These are the different cases, independent cases. So this has become 17 to 19. So what is the upside, Neha? What is the increment? What is
Sir,
the increase? Haji?
Sir, 2 lakh.
2 lakh is the increase. Now, Bibu, what is your view? क्या करें? ये 2 lakh rupees का increase है. What should we do? Bibu, what we should do here? I think Bibu is not able to switch on his mic. Yes, Akshay, what's your view?
Sir, the amount of impairment loss which was recognized before should be reversed. That means 90,000 of impairment loss should be reversed. Not more than that should be reversed.
Okay. So Akshay view is the impairment loss which we have recognized earlier, that should be reversed. Not beyond that. Right, Akshay?
Yes.
Okay. And Akshay is talking about 90,000. Okay. Chitra, what is your view? Or Ankit, what's your view? Nandini, what's your view? If you are able to answer this.
Sir, I am agreed with Akshay.
Sorry?
I agree with Akshay.
You agree with Akshay. Okay. So you are also saying that whatever impairment loss is there, to that extent impairment loss needs to be reversed. Means you have to recognize the increase only to the extent of impairment loss booked earlier.
Yes, sir.
So I also agree with Akshay and you, but the number is not right.
Sir,
So
let me tell you.
Akshay told the number 90,000. So standard says that whenever there is an increase in the value of the asset, whenever there is an increase, subsequent increase, you need to recognize the increase to the extent of previous cumulative impairment losses. You need to recognize the increase to the extent of previous cumulative impairment losses. Previous cumulative impairment losses. Now tell me, my dear friends, what is previous cumulative impairment losses on this asset? इस asset पे
1 lakh.
कौन से impairment loss हुए हैं? During the life of PPE, in accordance with Ind AS 16, इस पे कितना impairment loss हुआ है अक्षय? 90,000, right? You remember Akshay, in example number 3, if I'll take you to example number 3, this is the 90,000. 90,000 is the impairment loss which we have recognized on 31st March 20 when it was PPE, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
Akshay, there is one more impairment loss. Which impairment loss?
50,000.
Impairment loss on classification as HFS. Impairment loss on classification as HFS means what? At the time of initial measurement, at the time of initial measurement of NCA HFS.
I forgot that 50,000, sir.
Okay, no problem. But the concept, what you have told, that is right. Okay. So what is the total? What is the total amount? What is the previous? Please mind my word. What is the word I have used here, which I have bold in red?
Previous cumulative impairment loss.
Previous cumulative impairment losses. This is not my language. This is Ind AS 105, notified by Companies Act, notified by MCA language. Right? Recognize the increase to the extent of previous cumulative impairment losses. So this is the previous cumulative impairment losses, right? This is the previous cumulative impairment losses. Okay, friends? So what is the accounting entry I should pass? Nandini, what is the accounting entry should I pass here? Now I am clear. I should not increase 2 lakh. I should increase 1.4 lakh. What is the accounting entry I should pass here?
So building account debit to impairment losses.
NCA HFS building account, NCA HFS building account debit to
Impairment losses.
to what? To
Reversal of
gain.
impairment.
Reversal of impairment, or I will use the word impairment gain or reversal of impairment, right? In P&L, where it will go? It will go to P&L, credit. Okay, this is 1.4. When Nandini had joined and her number is also CRO, so I thought Nandini Agarwal, All India rank holder, had joined. Yes, All India rank 1. So you can repeat the history, Nandini. Yes. So I always used to say this to my students. Always aim for the rank. You will pass the exam with the flying colors. Right? Exam pass होने की चिंता नहीं होगी, रैंक की तैयारी करोगे. ठीक है, तो एक स्ट्रेस तो माइंड से हट जाएगा कि एग्जाम क्लियर करना है, एग्जाम क्लियर करना है. If you will prepare for the rank, exam will automatically clear. 99.99% cases. Right? So always aim for the rank. Always aim. Right? And then leave it to the destiny. So always aim ka matlab, it has to be coupled with the efforts also. Right? So not like that I'm only aiming for the rank. I'm not attending the classes. I'm not doing the revision, but I'm aiming for the rank. Right? So your efforts and your intention both should be aligned. Okay? Your aim and effort both should be aligned. Okay? Then of course you can achieve the results. 100% you can achieve the results. When I was preparing for my CA final examination, so I haven't got the leave from my principal. So whatever leave is allowed by the ICAI, so those 2.5 months leave was there. And I haven't attended even a single class. So I did self-study throughout CA Inter, CA final, self-study. These lectures were not there at that point of time, and even internet was very costly. 250 rupees per month for 1 GB. So if I have to, let's say if these classes would have been there, and if I want to attend the classes, even at that point of time, I could not attend. Why? Because of the lack of internet. Like internet is free. Nowadays, it is not free at that point of time. And these classes were also not there. So even I was preparing for CA final in 2.5 months, right? And I put my 18-hour efforts. I put my whole day, night, 2.5 month. But in my articleship, I was like, whatever I was doing with the intent that yes, I was correlating the concepts. For example, if I'm finalizing the balance sheet, whatever accounting standard treatments are there, I was reading those treatments while doing my articleship, while doing the audit. So in a way, and every day I was studying. After coming from my articleship in the morning, in the night, I was doing some studies also. So let me tell you, and why I'm telling you, there is a reason behind this, because I have given a statement that if you aim for a rank, you will pass the exam with the flying colors. So I always aim for the rank. Doesn't matter rank number 1, 2, 3. And let me tell you, in my first attempt, I clear CA Inter. In my first attempt, I clear CA Final with the self-study, both group in the first attempt. And in both Inter and Final, I was in CA Inter almost 4 or 5 marks behind the last rank. If my number would have been 5 marks more, I would have been All India 50th rank in CA Inter. If my marks would have been 4 marks more, I would have been CA rank 50th rank in CA final also. Right. So the point is, I don't have a regret that I haven't been able to secure the rank, but the point is, I have cleared my exam, both group, first attempt, good marks, right? And in the first attempt itself, because I was always aiming for the rank. Doesn't matter, my preparation is 2.5 months with a small preparation which was continued since last 6 months or a year. So this is what I can tell you with my experience, right? With my experience, whatever time you are devoting, if you're devoting 3 hours with me, just completely devote yourself in FR for 3 hours, completely, right? We are discussing a lot of concept. We are doing a lot of revision. Capitalize those parts. If I have done the revision in the morning today for 15 minutes, capitalize that, right? At times, student says that, sir, will do revision in the first 15 minutes. So we will join the class at 7:10 or 7:15, right? Or let's, finish something else and we will start at 7:15. No, you should be here at 6:59. You should be here. Okay. Yes. Probably you must be, agree to this fact, or you agree to disagree.
Agree, sir.
So agree.
Agreed, sir.
Completely
Agreed,
from my
sir.
experience. This is completely from my experience. So I'm also from the same planet in which you are also living, right? Same planet means I'm also from the CA world. I'm also a chartered accountant. So this is completely from my experience. Please do that. Please do that. Okay. Yes. Now coming back to this part. Now second question. Okay, sir. 1.4 lakh we have recognized, but the increase is 2 lakh. So what is the treatment of 60,000? Is there any treatment of 60,000?
No, sir.
No, sir, it's not needed, sir.
Sir, whether this 60,000 need to be disclosed in the notes to accounts?
Yes, sir. Fair value measurement to be disclosed in the notes to account.
Yes, you can disclose fair value less cost to sell. That you can disclose that on the reporting date, the fair value less cost to sell is this much, and the company has recognized increase to the extent of previous decrease, right? But otherwise, there is no accounting treatment. Should I write here? Is there any accounting treatment of balance rupees 60,000, of the balance rupees 60,000? Is there any accounting treatment of balance rupees 60,000? And what is this balance rupees 60,000? 2 lakh minus 1.4 lakh. 2 lakh minus 1.4. Is there any accounting treatment of balance rupees 60,000? 2 lakh minus 1.4 lakh? Any treatment?
No, sir.
No treatment.
No.
No treatment. Okay. So no treatment required. Okay. So friends, we have understood this part very well. So now friends, let me take you to one of the large listed company annual reports. Should I show you?
Sir,
Yes.
the disclosure part, that is mandatory or can be?
See, disclosure is not mandatory, but it is always good to disclose. It is always good to disclose. It is not must to have, it is good to have. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So, yes. I hope Hindalco Industries Limited balance sheet is visible. Is it visible?
Yes.
sir.
Very much. Okay. See, you guys are student, but you are looking at a balance sheet of these lakhs of crores of companies, right? Lakhs of crores of companies. So let me go to the balance sheet first. This is the balance sheet. You can see the balance sheet 31st March 21, 31st March 20. Non-current asset, current asset, non-current asset or disposal group classified as held for sale. Can you see this non-current asset or disposal group classified as held for sale? Right?
Yes.
And this balance sheet is 1,90,000 crore balance sheet. 1,90,000 crore. बैलेंस शीट का साइज क्या है? 1,90,000 करोड़. 190, then lakh, then crore. Imagine the number. Okay. Now let me take you to the accounting policy. There we have to spend some time. And this accounting policy is nothing. It's a complete revision. Again revision. हम पढ़ने से ज्यादा तो हम रिवीजन करते हैं, नहीं? Yes. Can you see the accounting policy on non-current asset or disposal group classified as held for sale?
Yes.
Are you able to read this accounting policy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Non-current assets and disposal group are classified as held for sale if their carrying amount will be recovered principally through a sale transaction rather than through a continuing use. Have you heard about this statement?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definition criteria only.
Yes. This condition is regarded as met only when the asset or disposal group is available for immediate sale in present condition, subject only to the terms that are usual and customary for sale of such asset, and the sale is highly probable. सुना सुना लग रहा है? सुना लग रहा है?
सुना लग रहा है सर. Definition criteria.
सुना लग रहा है ना? यही हमने as it is. Whatever is written, whatever is printed on this large listed company annual report, this is what we have discussed. Management must be committed to the sale, which should be expected to qualify for recognition as a complete sale within 1 year from the date of classification. Within 1 year from the date of classification. सुना लग रहा है?
हाँ सर.
Is it blank or have you heard?
It's something which is heard, sir.
Non-current asset and disposal groups classified as held for sale are measured at the lower of their carrying amount and fair value less cost to sell. कौन सा carrying amount?
Carrying amount
immediately before the recognition.
Carrying amount immediately before classification is held for sale. Carrying amount as per the respective standard. अगर intangible asset held for sale है तो कैरिंग अमाउंट कौन से स्टैंडर्ड के तहत निकालेंगे?
38.
Ind AS
Ind AS
38.
38. Very good. Very good. अगर if this non-current asset held for sale is a property, plant and equipment, then carrying amount has to be computed according to which standard?
Ind AS 16.
Ind AS
Ind
16.
AS 16. If non-current asset held for sale is an investment property, then Ind AS 40. Ind AS 40. While we have not covered Ind AS 40 as of now, we'll cover that, but number तो पता ही है ना, Ind AS 40. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Except for those assets that are specifically exempt under relevant Ind AS. कौन से scoped out asset हैं? बताया था मैंने कि scoped out asset.
Yes. Deferred tax assets, financial assets, biological
Oh,
assets,
nice.
insurance contracts.
Very good, very good. Deferred tax asset, financial asset, biological asset, insurance asset, plan asset. So these 5 assets, even though these are part of disposal group held for sale, these are not measured as per Ind AS 105. These are measured as per their respective
standards.
Right? So these are scoped out. But other than these, it has to be measured as per Ind AS 105. Okay. Once the assets are classified as held for sale, those are not subjected to depreciation till disposal. उस पे depreciation charge नहीं करेंगे. आलोक गर्ग ने बताया आपको ये बात या नहीं बताया?
Yes.
बताया सर आपने.
I've told you, na? So,
Yes, sir.
are you getting some comfort when you are reading this annual report of a large listed company and you are able to relate as it is whatever I have told you, whatever I have make you guys learn, whatever I have taught you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, sir. Whatever you discussed, the same it is there in the report.
So it is, and I haven't printed this report, I haven't prepared this report, I never worked in this company. So because whatever I have taught you, that is given by the MCA, that is given by the Companies Act. Okay. So it means whatever you are learning today, you are not learning only theoretical. It is all practical. It is all practical, right? So tomorrow, if you will get a chance to have an interview aligned in this company when you become a chartered accountant, don't you think the financial reporting guy can ask you a question on Ind AS 105?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
पूछेगा नहीं पूछेगा Ind AS 105 का सवाल?
Yes,
तो
sir.
सिर्फ एग्जाम के लिए नहीं, ये पार्ट आपकी जिंदगी के लिए भी रेलिवेंट है, राइट? एग्जाम के पहले भी और एग्जाम के बाद भी, एग्जाम के साथ भी और एग्जाम के बाद भी. इट इज जस्ट लाइक LIC, जीवन के साथ भी और जीवन के बाद, राइट? So these concepts are the real life concepts. Then let's read further. We understood that it has to be initially measured at lower of carrying amount and fair value less cost to sell. Okay. And once it is classified as held for sale, no depreciation, but impairment
has to be made.
It can be, right? Impairment it can be. अच्छा, impairment भी आ गया. ये लो, अगले पैराग्राफ में impairment आ गया. An impairment loss is recognized for any initial or subsequent write down of the asset or disposal group to fair value less cost to sell. Initial में कब impairment आएगा? Initial measurement में when fair value less cost to sell is lower than the carrying amount. You remember one example number 2 which we have done, and that example your fair value less cost to sell was higher than the carrying amount. तो आपने कोई इम्पेयरमेंट चार्ज नहीं किया था, आपने क्या किया था? आपको लोअर लेना होता है ना इनिशियल मेजरमेंट में.
Yes, sir.
तो आपका कैरिंग अमाउंट हैज बिकम अ NCHFS अमाउंट, नो इम्पेयरमेंट. सो इम्पेयरमेंट कब आएगा? इम्पेयरमेंट तभी आएगा when there is a write down to fair value less cost to sell. If the fair value less cost to sell is higher, then there is an impairment. No impairment. So an impairment loss is recognized for any initial we understand because the formula is lower of carrying amount and fair value less cost to sell. So when the fair value less cost to sell is lower than the carrying amount, always there is an impairment. Correct? Subsequent. What about this subsequent? Subsequent का मतलब क्या है? अभी तो बताया है.
Sir, on
After
reporting.
recognizing as This
ऑन द
one.
रिपोर्टिंग डेट। अभी 3 केस तो बताए थे। केस नंबर 2, फेयर वैल्यू लेस कॉस्ट टू सेल बिकम 16 लाख फ्रॉम 17 लाख, बताया था ना।
Yes.
Yes, sir.
सब्सिक्वेंट का मतलब रिपोर्टिंग डेट पे, ऑन द रिपोर्टिंग डेट, सब्सिक्वेंट मींस ओके। सो ऑन द रिपोर्टिंग डेट इफ फेयर वैल्यू लेस कॉस्ट टू सेल इज डाउन, then again you need to recognize an impairment. We have recognized an impairment of 1 lakh.
Yes, sir. And if there is,
Again,
we will take about gain subsequent जितना किया था उससे।
वो तो बात का है, वो तो इंक्रीज का है, मैं अभी डिक्रीज की बात कर रहा हूं। अभी तो मैं डिक्रीज की बात कर रहा था। देन कमिंग टू द गेन, ये गेन की भी बात कर रहा है इस एनुअल रिपोर्ट में। अ गेन इज रिकॉग्नाइज्ड फॉर एनी सब्सिक्वेंट इंक्रीज इन फेयर वैल्यू लेस कॉस्ट टू सेल of an asset or disposal group, but not in excess of any cumulative impairment loss previously recognized. Nandini, which gain it is talking about in the annual report?
Sir, about the reversal of impairment loss.
About the reversal of impairment loss, it is talking about the gain on the reporting date when your fair value less cost to sell has increased, right?
Yes, sir.
You remember our example of 19 lakh. Our fair value less cost to sell become 19 lakh, but you have recognized only 1.4 lakh in upside, only 1.4 lakh increase. Why? Because of
Cumulative previous.
yeah, because the cumulative previous impairment losses was only 1.4 lakh. Okay, so friends, up to these 3-4 paragraphs, whatever you have read in this annual report, tell me, don't you think it is a complete revision
Yes, sir.
Yes.
of the concept? Complete revision of the concept, right? A gain or loss not previously recognized by the date of the actual sale is recognized on the date of the sale. अगर जब बेचने गए तो कम ज्यादा मिला तो क्या करेंगे? जो कम ज्यादा मिला उसको बेचने की डेट पे we will recognize. We will recognize on the date of actual sale. If any profit or loss is there on the date of actual sale, we will recognize on the date of actual sale. Right? We will recognize on the date of actual sale. Right? Non-current asset classified as held for sale and the asset of a disposal group classified as held for sale are presented separately from the other asset in the balance sheet. Have you seen that? कि balance sheet में अलग से line item आती है.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen that? Okay. So friends, have you enjoyed looking at this listed company annual report? मजा आया?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very much.
Very much.
Very much. Very good. Very good. So one feedback I wanted to ask from all of you, are all of you able to understand the concept? Because I devote a lot of time in explaining the concept, and believe me, question कुछ भी आ सकता है कहीं से भी, but concept अलग नहीं हो सकते. Concept
sir.
यही रहेंगे, right? So it
Yes,
doesn't
sir.
matter. Question could be having any complexity level, but when you stick to the concept, you will be able to crack the question. Right? The only mantra for solving a question is, if there is a complex question, there is a big question, break the question into various parts. Break the question on the various parts. For example, if the question is talking about computing the carrying amount, right? Like the asset was sold out on 1st July. So you need to focus on the carrying value on 31st March, carrying value on 30th June. You need to focus on the carrying amount as per the respective standard like Ind AS 16. Okay. You don't need to jump onto the recognition of non-current asset held for sale. Split these into various parts, and then you need to take a call. Okay. Then you need to take a call. Friends, now I am moving to some ICAI questions. I hope the question is on the screen.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Visible? Yes. Yeah. Measurement prior to classification is held for sale. This is written in your study material. But exam में लिखा होगा ऐसे?
No, sir.
No. No.
एग्जाम में ऐसा नहीं लिखा होगा, ठीक है, एग्जाम में पढ़ के पता लगेगा. एग्जाम में you will be able to know once you complete the read. Entity ABC owns an item of property and it was traded at following amount in its last financial statement. Right? Cost 12 lakh, depreciation 6 lakh, net book value 6 lakh. Right? Your cost is 12 lakh, depreciation is 6 lakh, net book value is 6 lakh. The asset is depreciated at an annual rate of 10%, that is 1,20,000 rupees per annum. Okay. So what is the depreciation? 1,20,000 per annum. And this value is given at 31st March 2001. This value is given. Entity ABC closes its books on 31st March each year. During July, entity ABC decide to sell the asset, and on 1st August it meet the condition of held for sale. On 1st August. So tell me, up to 31st July, what is the nature of this asset?
It's a PPE.
PPE. It's PPE. From 1st August, what is the nature of this asset?
It's NCH held for sale.
NCHFS. Non-current asset held for sale, NCHFS, right? Okay. So, what is your step number 1?
Carrying
Compute
amount.
the
Carrying amount.
value.
Compute the carrying amount on 31st July 2021 or 2001, whatever, right? So, क्या करेंगे? Carrying amount कैसे निकालेंगे? 31st March का
Cost
दिया हुआ है.
depreciation
Depreciation. What is the amount of depreciation?
30,000.
40,000.
40,000, sir.
40,000.
30,000.
And how have you computed 40,000?
So divide
12
by
lakh divided by 12 into 4.
3 months.
So 1,20,000 divided by 12, multiply by 4. 4 months depreciation, 40. So what is the carrying amount as per Ind AS 16 on 31st July?
5,60,000.
Of course, 6 lakh 31st March को 6 lakh है carrying amount. 31st July को क्या होगा? 6 lakh minus 40,000, 5 lakh 60,000. 5 lakh 60,000 is the 5,60,000 is the amount. Okay. From the date the asset is classified as held for sale, no further depreciation will be charged for. Okay. Clear? So friends, what we have covered so far, what is meant by non-current asset held for sale? Non-current asset held for sale are those assets where the carrying amount is principally recovered through a sale transaction, not through the continuing use. What are the criteria for classifying the asset or disposal group held for sale? 2 criteria, ISPC and HP. The asset has to be available for immediate sale in present condition. Sale should be highly probable. And there is a 1-year exception rule also. The asset will continue to be classified as held for sale even though it may go beyond 1 year in 2 circumstances. Number 1, when the delay is beyond the control of the entity. Number 2, when the delay is from the buyer side, binding agreement must have been entered into. Whether asset temporarily taken out of use is termed as abandoned or classified as held for sale. It has to be termed as abandoned asset. What are the measurement provision for asset which are classified as held for sale? The asset which are classified as held for sale, be it a NCHFS or DGHFS, it has to be measured at carrying amount. You need to compute immediately before reclassification is held for sale as per the respective standard. Then you need to compute fair value less cost to sell. Whatever is lower, it will become your NCHFS initial measurement. Okay. Subsequently, you need to remeasure your NCHFS at fair value less cost to sell. Okay. If fair value less cost to sell is not changed, nothing, you have to do nothing. If fair value less cost to sell is subsequently declined, you have to recognize impairment loss. If the fair value less cost to sell has been increased, you need to recognize the increase to the extent of previous cumulative impairment losses. Now, let me ask you a question here. पूछूं मैं आपसे सवाल या छोड़ दूं? ना पूछूं?
पूछो सर पूछो।
सर पूछो सर।
1st April 2020, a building was purchased. Okay. And the value was 20 lakhs. Okay. 31st March 21, depreciation was charged, impairment was charged. Depreciation was charged for, let's say 20 year was the life, minus 1 lakh. Impairment was charged, minus 2 lakhs. Okay. So what is the carrying value? 31st March, what is the carrying value? Carrying
17 lakh.
70 lakh is the carrying amount. Okay. Again, depreciation on 31st March 22. There is a depreciation on 31st March 22 for, let's say, minus, assuming minus 1.5 lakh. Okay. What is the carrying amount on 31st March 22?
15.5.
15.5. Again, depreciation, same amount of depreciation, right? 31st March 23, 14 lakh. Now, revaluation was opted. Revaluation was opted. Okay. So here, revaluation surplus is there on 31st March 23. Revaluation surplus is there, and revaluation surplus is 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs. So what is my carrying amount? What is my revised carrying amount on 31st March 23?
19 lakh.
Revised carrying amount क्या होगा?
19 lakh.
19 lakh. On 31st March 24, there is a depreciation and impairment both.
सर 22-23 का डेप्रिसिएशन
मैं अभी रुक जाओ अभी मुझे कंप्लीट करने दो, राइट? आई नो आपके दिल में क्या है मुझे पता है.
ठीक है.
minus 2 lakh, impairment is minus 3. Okay. What is my carrying amount on what is my carrying amount?
14 lakh.
ये क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आया आपके, ठीक है? क्वेश्चन. अब मैं आपसे कुछ और पूछ रहा हूं. द एसेट has been classified as held for sale as on 1st April 2024. Okay. And the fair value less cost to sell as on that date is 13 lakhs. This asset has not been sold out. This asset has not been sold out till 31st March 2025, and the fair value less cost to sell is increased to 18 lakhs. So advise the initial measurement and subsequent measurement of NCA HFS. ये क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आया, ठीक है, ये एग्जाम्पल है, क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में आया। एंड दिस क्वेश्चन, ये क्वेश्चन तभी सही सॉल्व हो सकता है व्हेन द स्टूडेंट हैज अ नॉलेज ऑफ Ind AS 16 and Ind AS 105. Okay, so tell me, what is the answer on initial measurement? What is the answer on the subsequent measurement? Tell me. ये सारे फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स आपको दे रखे हैं, बताओ क्या होगा। बताओ इसमें क्या कैच है।
The impairment loss, cumulative impairment loss.
नहीं, सॉरी, अगेन वी आर जंपिंग। सो सब्सिक्वेंट मेजरमेंट से पहले तो इनिशियल मेजरमेंट पूछी है इस क्वेश्चन में।
Lower of carrying amount and fair value less.
So first of all, you need to crack the question and you need to break the question, right? आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? क्रैक करना पड़ेगा और ब्रेक करना पड़ेगा ना। इनिशियल मेजरमेंट, सॉल्यूशन, initial measurement. What is my initial measurement? Lower of
Carrying amount and fair value less cost to sell.
carrying amount and fair value
Fair
less.
value less cost to sell.
What is the carrying amount, guys?
14 lakhs.
14
lakh.
क्योंकि वो एक दिन पहले का दिया है इसमें, ठीक है ना। हमेशा ये मत सोचना ये डेप्रिसिएशन मुझे कैलकुलेट ही करना है। 14 लाख। What is fair value less cost to sell?
13 lakhs.
13.
लोअर क्या है?
13 lakhs.
13. So initial measurement. So NCA HFS account debit. How much? 13 lakh. 13 lakh. 2 PP credit. कितने से? 14 से?
14 lakhs.
Impairment loss P&L.
1 lakh.
1 lakh. Now coming to the subsequent measurement. Fair value less cost to sell. What is fair value less cost to sell in the subsequent measurement? कितनी है fair value less cost to sell? 18 lakh.
18 lakhs.
बताओ, 13 से 18 हो गया, 13 से 18. So what should I do? 5 लाख का रिकॉग्नाइज कर लूं इंक्रीज? कितना रिकॉग्नाइज करूं?
No, sir. To the extent of that cumulative impairment loss we incurred earlier.
To the extent of previously cumulative impairment loss incurred earlier. मुझे बताओ कितना impairment loss है previously?
Total
1 lakh तो clear है ना? 1 lakh is clear?
Yes,
ये तो
sir.
initial measurement का 105 का. Ind AS 16 में what is the total impairment? Tell me.
Sir, Ind AS 16 totally there are 2 lakhs impairment on the year 21 and 3 lakh on the year 24. But however, I will consider only the 3 lakh only, sir. The last one. That is what my understanding is.
Okay.
3 lakh I will include in the impairment. On date of reclassification, there is 1 lakh. 1 lakh plus 3 lakh, 4 lakh. I can debit to NCS HFS to the extent of 4 lakh. To debit to loss on impairment on the reclass 1 lakh and the loss on previously recognized. That also reverse. 4 lakh I will debit to the NCS.
Okay.
That is what my conclusion is.
Okay, Saminathan. Akshay, what's your view?
Sir, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs in on 31st March 21. Then again 3 lakhs on 31st March 24, and on the date of recognition as asset held for sale, 1 lakh. Total 6 lakh of impairment loss is there, and we can recognize the 5 lakhs value because it is more. The impairment loss recognized in the previous year is more.
Okay. So on 1st April 2020 lakh was there, and depreciation was 1 lakh, 2 lakh was the impairment. Okay. Carrying amount is 17 lakh. Assuming here, what was there? Assuming here cost model was there, right? And this 2 lakh rupees of impairment has been booked. Now, this depreciation is there, carrying amount is there, okay? So again, the carrying amount. Now, on 31st March 23, the value has been increased, right? Probably यहाँ पर impairment क्यों आया होगा? यहाँ पर impairment इसलिए आया होगा because the value has been decreased. So that's why you have recognized an impairment. But now, when the value has been increased, even in the cost model, if there is a favorable indicator, when the value has been increased, you need to reverse the impairment loss. Okay. So don't you think this revaluation surplus has become 5 lakh rupees, revaluation surplus of 5 lakh rupee. So should I recognize the entire 5 lakh rupee in the revaluation surplus, or whatever past impairment is there, I need to reverse that past impairment first?
So
Yes,
reverse
sir. The
it.
past impairment will be adjusted with that revaluation surplus.
Yeah. So how many of you agree with me, or how many of you disagree with me?
Sir, agree with you, sir. The 2 lakhs to be first reversed to the extent of the loss recognized.
Agree, sir.
And you remember we have, while discussing Ind AS 36, which also become very important here, Ind AS 36, we discussed na कि when there is a reversal of impairment loss can't be reversed on goodwill, right? So once goodwill is impaired, it is impaired for the lifetime. But impairment loss on assets other than goodwill, it will be reversed when there is a favorable indicator. Okay. And what is the value? You remember we have computed the revised carrying amount. और revised carrying amount हमने compute किया था. क्या किया था revised carrying amount हमने compute? The revised carrying amount was lower of recoverable value, and हमने किया था ना compute. What would have been the value of the asset had this asset
not been impaired?
हमने निकाला था ना कि अगर ये एसेट कभी इंपेयर नहीं होता तो वैल्यू क्या होती है, और रिकवरेबल वैल्यू क्या है, उसका लोअर जो है दैट इज द रिवाइज कैरिंग अमाउंट, दैट विल बी द रिवाइज कैरिंग अमाउंट. हमने यही सीखा था ना.
Yes.
So one thing is very clear, applying the concept of Ind AS 36, and this revaluation surplus is indicating you that man, this asset has been increased. And my dear friend, if question is silent and the question is straight away given you revaluation surplus in the year 2023, don't you think this asset was always on the revaluation model? Ind AS 16 में हमने एक बात और पढ़ी है. क्या पढ़ी है? That the company, if the company has opted for a revaluation model and there is a very market value is highly volatile, then you need to do the revaluation on more frequent basis like every year. But when the market value is not that volatile, you can do the revaluation at a frequency of 3 to 5 years. तो मुझे एक बात बताओ, अगर क्वेश्चन सिर्फ इतना दिया और क्वेश्चन में तीसरे साल में जाकर रिवैल्यूएशन कर दी, आपको ऐसा नहीं लगता कि ये रिवैल्यूएशन मॉडल ऑप्ट किया हुआ है इस एसेट पे? और जब 31 मार्च 21 में रिवैल्यूएशन फर्स्ट टाइम हुई थी तो इंपेयरमेंट आया था, तो इंपेयरमेंट तो P&L में ही जाएगा फर्स्ट टाइम.
Yes.
और जब सब्सिक्वेंट रिवैल्यूएशन हुआ तो रिवैल्यूएशन सरप्लस आया. So when the first time impairment has happened, first time there was an impairment. So second time, when it got revaluation, so first time 2 lakh rupees impairment goes to P&L. Then subsequently there was a revaluation surplus of 5 lakh. तो इस 5 lakh का ट्रीटमेंट क्या होगा? 2 lakh has to be adjusted in the P&L and 3 lakh should go to the revaluation surplus, right?
Right.
ठीक है. तो यहां तक आपका कोई अनएडजस्टेड इंपेयरमेंट लॉस बचा?
No.
No? Are you clear?
Yes.
Are you clear or not? Unadjusted impairment loss. कुछ नहीं
Yes,
बचा
sir.
ना. Unadjusted impairment loss nil and revaluation surplus कितना है?
3 lakhs, sir.
3
OCI.
lakhs.
3 lakh OCI. 3 lakh. Now again 31st March 24 again आपने रिवैल्यू किया तभी तो वैल्यू पता लगी और वैल्यू डिक्लाइन थी. So now 3 lakh का impairment. Where this 3 lakh का impairment will go?
Well, adjust to
It will be
OCI.
adjusted.
I forgot this.
Again adjusted.
So this 3 lakh impairment loss has to be adjusted from the revaluation surplus. So
Everything is gone.
do you have any unadjusted impairment loss?
No.
Till date, no. We have only one.
Till date, no. Now you guys become smart.
Yes, sir.
Unadjusted impairment loss. My dear friends, when it is talking about previously cumulative impairment losses, it is not saying that जिंदगी में जितना impairment loss हुआ है सब ले आओ. It is talking about carry forward impairment loss. It is talking about unadjusted impairment loss. And that was the intent of making this question complex. Right? So this question, while it is looking very simple on the Excel file, right? This question has the implication of Ind AS 16, Ind AS 36 and Ind AS 105. Now, Nandini,
My monthly.
tell me, this was the 13 lakh at the initial measurement. Now it becomes 18 lakh fair value less cost to sell. How much increase should we take?
Only 1 lakh, sir.
Only 1 lakh. तो 16 के टाइम का सारा साफ हो गया. 16 के टाइम का impairment loss is completely wiped off. So recognize the increase. Let me copy this concept again here. So during the life of PP Ind AS 16, 0. During 105, 1. Okay. So NCHFS building account debit to impairment gain 1 lakh. Purposely, I have given the first impairment loss, then revaluation surplus, then impairment loss, and purposely I have kept a gap of 5 lakh, 13 to 18. Right? I hope things become clear after looking at this example also. This kind of example is not there in your study material. Not there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful example.
Yeah. Akshay, is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very much.
Very much, sir.
Sanjay, Neha,
Yes,
Nandini,
clear.
is that clear? Ankit?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
I
Clear,
want
sir.
to ask
Very
one
much.
thing. Sir, we will not take the concept of Ind AS 38 of
Sorry?
सर Ind AS 38 का हम कैरी अमाउंट नहीं लेंगे, मतलब पर जैसे कि विदाउट इम्पेयरमेंट लॉस हम सर Ind AS 38 पे निकालते हैं वैल्यू कि अगर इम्पेयरमेंट लॉस कभी नहीं हुआ होता.
ये Ind AS 16 है. ये Ind AS 16 है. 36 is for impairment.
सर
Ind AS 36 is for impairment of asset.
तो सर हम कैरिंग वैल्यू एज ए इम्पेयरमेंट लॉस वाज नेवर चार्ज, हम वो वैल्यू नहीं निकालेंगे इस केस में.
So इसमें क्या होता है? इसमें Nandini, when I have covered Ind AS 36, I covered two kind of concepts, right? So concept number 1, when you are computing reversal of impairment loss, right? So if it is on cost model, you have to. अगर revaluation model पे है तो जितना भी ऊपर बढ़ा है एसेट की वैल्यू तो सारी लेनी है ना आपको.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting me? तो जब आप पूरा ही लोगे तो पूरा ही रिवर्सल तो इम्पेयरमेंट लॉस का हो ही जाएगा. ठीक है.
Yes.
लेकिन इफ यू आर ऑन अ कॉस्ट मॉडल, देन फॉर एग्जांपल you have done the valuation, you found that my asset is increased by 4 lakh rupees, but you have opted for a cost model. कॉस्ट मॉडल में आप इम्पेयरमेंट तो लेते हो, बट कॉस्ट मॉडल में आप बियॉन्ड कॉस्ट उसको वैल्यू से ज्यादा बढ़ाते नहीं हो, राइट? तभी तो कॉस्ट मॉडल है ना. इम्पेयरमेंट का ऑब्जेक्टिव अलग है. व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ इम्पेयरमेंट? द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ इम्पेयरमेंट इज टू इंश्योर दैट एसेट शुड नॉट बी कैरीड एट मोर देन द रिकवरेबल वैल्यू. एसेट रिकवरेबल वैल्यू से ज्यादा पे कैरी नहीं होना चाहिए. ओके, राइट? सो एसेट शुड नॉट बी कैरीड एट मोर देन द रिकवरेबल वैल्यू. सो इफ इट इज एट रिवैल्यूएशन मॉडल, आपको वो चेक करने का जरूरत नहीं है.
sir.
करने की जरूरत है, ये मैंने कॉन्सेप्ट कवर किया था नंदिनी इन माय इंड एस 36.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir.
No, no need to sorry. You are a student, no need to sorry. Right?
सर अगर अगर रिवॉल्यूशन सरप्लस 6 लाख होता तो जो लास्ट में 1 लाख रुपए का इम्पेयरमेंट लॉस जनरेट हो रहा है वो भी सेट ऑफ हो जाता.
See, standard is silent on this. And Ind AS 16 mein we have discussed a concept. In my view, what will happen? So it talks about utilization of revaluation surplus. If you have attended my Ind AS 16 lectures, I have discussed utilization of revaluation surplus, right? We had discussed that. Utilization of revaluation surplus says that in two ways. Number one, when during the lifetime of the asset. Number two, at the time of disposal of asset. Derecognition of asset. Disposal means derecognition. मुझे ये बताओ, जब मेरा पीपी को मैंने रिक्लासिफाई करके 105 में मैं ले गया, डोंट यू थिंक आई हैव डीरेकॉग्नाइज्ड माय पीपी?
ओके.
Yes, sir.
अक्षय, आई हैव डीरेकॉग्नाइज्ड माय पीपी ना? तभी तो यू आर नॉट फॉलोइंग एनी प्रिंसिपल ऑफ पीपी. आपने क्या किया, एक बार एनसीएचएफएस में ट्रांसफर कर दिया, इवन यू आर नॉट चार्जिंग डेप्रिसिएशन, यू आर यूजिंग द एसेट. जब तक एसेट बिक नहीं रहा, आप यूज कर रहे हो एसेट को. इट इज अवेलेबल फॉर इमीडिएट सेल इन प्रेजेंट कंडीशन, स्टिल यू आर नॉट चार्जिंग डेप्रिसिएशन, राइट? You are using the asset while it is available for immediate sale in present condition, but till the time the buyer is coming, I want to sell this mobile phone and it is available for immediate sale in present condition, right? I have given the listing on the OLX and the Facebook market everywhere. But till the time the buyer will come, my daughter is using this mobile phone. So we are using the mobile phone, right? But I'm not charging depreciation. Why? Because it is not a PPE for me. It is what? It is NCHFS for me. So Ind AS 16 says that when the PP is derecognized, the revaluation surplus, the remaining revaluation surplus, if any, will be transferred to retained earnings. So Akshay, I hope you got the answer.
Yes, sir, I got the answer. In nutshell, can we say that the up to the date of recognition as NCHFS, we have to adjust the revaluation reserve with impairment loss?
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. उस टाइम पे अगर कोई रिवैल्यूएशन सरप्लस बचा है तो रिटेन्ड अर्निंग में जाना चाहिए, फॉलोइंग द डी-रिकॉग्निशन कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ इंड AS 16. उस टाइम पे अगर कोई अनएडजस्टेड इंपेयरमेंट लॉस बचा है तो इट हैज टू बी, अगर फ्यूचर में कोई इंक्रीज होगा तो इंपेयरमेंट लॉस तो रिकॉर्ड हो चुका है, राइट, P&L में, बट उस नंबर को आपको कंसिडर करना है if there is a subsequent increase in the fair value less cost to sell at the time of subsequent measurement of NCA-HFS. Okay, right? So friends, it's 8:38 now. Let's have a break. Saminathan, I'll cover your query after break, right? It's 8:38 now. We will start our session at 8:50. Let's have a 12 minutes break. Okay. Yes. Swaminathan, you have a question?
Hello? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
See, actually, this is
Swaminathan, you have a question?
sir, one second. Okay. Hello? Yes, sir. Sir, the thing is that this your example is very clear, sir, and it's giving lot of insight in it. I need one clarity on that. Only the part is that in this case the revaluation is given on only the last year. That is 5 lakhs. To the extent that 3 lakhs we are adjusted to the existing loss we adjusted. That is very clear now. There is no doubt. But if suppose if this is a case, in the same year we move to the non-current asset held for sale. But suppose if it is moved to next year, I mean the 25th year, the next year, 2025, in that case, the extra depreciation due to the revaluation, that has to be moved from revaluation reserve to that retained earning.
Swaminathan, that is optional. That is not mandatory. That is optional. But if you have opted the option of transferring that extra the revaluation surplus to the extent of extra depreciation, you have opted, then that is okay. So then your revaluation surplus number has gone down.
Yes, sir. Then accordingly, we have to take care of the cumulative impairment loss.
Naturally, yes.
Okay. My question is that there is a mandatory or optional? It's okay. It's optional. When it's opted out, okay, fine. The question is
optional. And this question was raised during Ind AS 16 also. If you see my slides and the Excel file, it says that the company may opt either transferring the revaluation surplus during the lifetime of the asset. So there are two things: during the life of the asset, during the end of the life. Okay. At the end of the life, at the time of derecognition, it is mandatory. So at the time of derecognition, you have to transfer whatever revaluation surplus is there, you have to transfer to retained earnings at the time of derecognition. Means at the time of completion of life or at the time of derecognition. But during the life of the asset, it is not mandatory. It is recommendatory. It is optional. If you want to transfer, please do that. If you don't want to transfer, then keep the revaluation surplus and use this revaluation surplus for subsequent impairments. Or if there is no subsequent impairment, then whatever revaluation surplus is there at the time of derecognition of that asset, that will transfer to retained earnings. Okay. So transferring during the life of the asset is not mandatory.
Right side, it's an option.
It's optional, yes. Yeah. Right. So now let me take you guys to my PowerPoint presentation. Case study 1. And this case study, this example, this question is there in ICAI study material also. A property is purchased for rupees 5 lakh on 1st April 2018. Right. The useful life of the property is 20 years, 0 residual value. The property is measured subsequently at depreciated historical cost. What is the cost of the property? 5 lakh rupees. Purchased on 1st April 18. Useful life is 20 years, 0 residual value. What is the per annum depreciation?
25,000.
25,000 is the per annum depreciation. And property is measured as per cost model. This question is a classic combination of Ind AS 16, 36 and 105. On 30th September 2020, means after how many years?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. It is decided that the property is to be classified as held for sale. Classification criteria are met. Which classification criteria?
The sale is highly probable.
ISPC and HP.
Yes.
ISPC and HP, Internet Service Provider Company and Hindustan Petroleum. ISPC and HP. What is ISPC? Available for immediate sale in present condition. And what is HP? Highly probable. Sale is highly probable. Okay. याद रहेगा हमेशा?
Yes, sir.
ISPC, HP? Yes? Okay. So these criteria are met. So on 30th September 2020, this is classified as NCA HFS. So in the morning of 30th September 2020, it was PP. Then it become NCHFS, right? So friends, what is the first step? First step is to compute the carrying amount as per the respective standard, right? मतलब कि कौन से स्टैंडर्ड के हिसाब से कैरिंग अमाउंट निकालेंगे 30 सितंबर को?
Ind AS
Ind AS 16.
16.
Ind AS 16 के हिसाब से, according to Ind AS 16. What is the formula of carrying amount in Ind AS 16?
Cost minus
Cost
accumulated
minus depreciation
depreciation
minus
minus accumulated impairment loss.
Cost minus
minus
accumulated
residual value
depreciation
divided by
minus
number of
cost
years.
minus accumulated depreciation minus accumulated impairment loss. What is the cost? 5 lakh.
5 lakhs.
5 lakh.
What is the accumulated depreciation for 2.5 years?
62,500.
62,500. 62,500. What about impairment? Don't know. अभी मैंने पढ़ा नहीं है, अभी पढ़ता हूँ आगे question. But in the first two paragraph, what I have concluded that my cost minus accumulated depreciation is 4,37,500, right? While my formula also talks about impairment loss. So let me see that. Correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
have you seen my style of discussing a question? And this is your style when you are sitting in examination hall, right? What
Okay,
you are
sir.
doing, every step by step, you are thinking, you are asking question and you are answering that question in your mind. अच्छा 5 लाख है, useful life 20 year, 25,000 रुपए per annum depreciation, cost model 30 सितंबर 2.5 साल 62,500, okay, NCHFS हो गया, right? 5 lakh minus 62,500, 437,500, okay. Then an impairment assessment, oh, कुछ impairment की बात कर रहा है. On 30th September 20 determines the recoverable value based on value in use to be rupees 4 lakh. कुछ ये value in use के basis पे इसने निकाल दिया recoverable value. You guys understood ना? You guys understand value in use का मतलब तो अब सबको पता है.
Yes, yes.
Yes, very
You
good.
become my guru on value in use, recoverable value. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Sanjay is saying yes, we become your guru.
No, not guru.
They were
Not
like,
guru.
Sanjay, I was just
understood.
kidding.
That's
Okay. So friends, it means it is talking about some impairment as per Ind AS 16. See, 105 is talking about fair value less cost to sell only. Here, the recoverable value is 4 lakh rupees. And what is my cost minus accumulated depreciation? 437,500. 437,500 कैसे आया? 5 lakh minus 62,500. तो इसका क्या मतलब है? 37,500 is the amount of
Impairment loss.
impairment loss, right? So then in the fourth paragraph, fair value less cost to sell भी दे दी, step number 2 भी दे दिया 390. So my dear friends, as per step number 1, 5 lakh is the cost, accumulated depreciation 62,500, 37,500 is my impairment loss. This is the step number 1. This is the carrying value as per Ind AS 16, right? 4 lakh. What is step number 2? What is my fair value less cost to sell?
3,90,000.
3,90,000 given in the question. 3,90,000 given in the question. Right. What is lower? 390 is lower or 4 lakh is lower?
390.
390.
What is the value of NCHFS?
390.
3,90,000.
What is the accounting entry?
10,000 will be, sir, impairment loss on recognition of NFS.
NCHFS, yes. So NCHFS account debit 390, to PP credit 4 lakh, and the balancing figure will go as a impairment loss on initial measurement of NCHFS, 10,000, right? So what is the total impairment loss in this question? Tell me, if somebody will ask you, what is the previously cumulative impairment loss?
37,500 plus 10,000. 47,500.
Yes, 37,500 during the PP and 10,000 during NCHFS. 47,500. So if at the time of subsequent measurement, the fair value will increase, what is the scope for recognizing the increase? 47,000.
47,500.
47,500. Very good. Very good. So friends, we covered this NCHFS part. Now we move to DGHFS, सब कुछ same है. You remember wherever we have read NCHFS/DGHFS. Even in Hindalco balance sheet, it was written NCHFS or DGHFS.
Yes,
Now
sir. Same.
let's discuss the measurement requirement of DGHFS. DGHFS का measurement requirement discuss करते हैं. करें या ना करें?
Yes, sir.
कोई
हाँ, सर.
नाराजगी तो नहीं है ना?
Yes, sir. Yes,
हाँ,
sir.
सर.
Please.
कोई नाराजगी नहीं है.
No नाराजगी? Okay. Yes. So guys, let's discuss disposal group held for sale. Now, in disposal group held for sale, you remember what is the disposal group held for sale? It's a group of asset held for sale. And what is disposal group held for sale? It's a cash generating unit. It's just like a cash generating unit. CGU. Okay. CGU में अगर कोई impairment loss होता था तो हम क्या करते थे?
Goodwill, we will appropriate it with goodwill first, then proportionate it to other assets.
Based on the carrying value.
Based on the, yes.
Based on the carrying value, right? So friends, in disposal group held for sale, it's nothing. You need to apply the criteria of initial measurement. What is the initial measurement? Can somebody will tell me the steps of initial measurement? Step number 1. Compute the carrying value as per the respective standard. Right?
Yes, sir.
Step number 2, compute the
Fair
Fair
value
value
less
less cost to sell.
Cost to dispose.
third step.
Lower of the two.
Recognize lower of the two. And if fair value less cost to sell is lower than the carrying value, then there is an impairment.
Yes.
And if the impairment is on the disposal group, on the group of asset, on the cash generating unit, how that impairment has to be dealt with? That impairment has to be dealt with as per Ind AS 36.
Right.
तो इसका क्या मतलब है? नेहा, what does it mean? क्या मतलब है इसका?
Right, sir. First we need to give to goodwill, then appropriately.
Then you need to allocate the impairment loss pro rata on the other assets. And मैंने आपको कुछ concept भी बताए थे. Right?
If it's carrying amount because the amount is less. Then.
So let's discuss this question. This question is in your study material also. Right? Following details are given for entity A. Goodwill, PP, inventory, financial asset, financial liability. Ankit, have you found any scoped out asset from this disposal group? जहां पर measurement in 105 के हिसाब से नहीं होती?
Yes, sir. Financial asset.
Financial instruments. Yes, financial instruments. And Ankit, have you found any current asset in this disposal group?
Inventory is current asset, sir.
Inventory is a current asset. Ankit, have you found any liability in the disposal group?
Yes, sir. Financial liability.
Very
is
good.
liability.
Very good. मैंने आपको क्या बताया था? डिस्पोजल ग्रुप इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ नॉन करंट एसेट प्लस करंट एसेट प्लस लायबिलिटी. आपको तीनों देखने को मिल गई?
Yes, sir. All.
ओके. सो नॉन करंट एसेट कौन कौन से? गुडविल एंड पीपी इज द नॉन करंट एसेट. सो कैरिंग वैल्यू एज एट 31st December 20, $16 million, $28 million, $20 million, $17 million, $14 million. Net is $67 million. Under Ind AS, PP would be stated at $26 million and inventory is stated at $18 million on 31st March 21. The value is given for, it was 31st December. On 31st March, this 28 become 26. On 31st March, this 28 become 26. On 31st March, this 20 become 18. This 20 become 18. Okay. This 20 become 18. So, दोस्तों, what is the step number 1? Compute the carrying value as per the respective standard. On 31st March 21, what we will do? For PP and inventory, the value is given, but the value is not given for goodwill and financial instruments. So we will assume the same value, right?
Yes.
We will assume the same value, correct? लिखा भी है, the other assets and liabilities will remain at the same value as on 31st March 20. Okay. The fair value less cost to sell of the disposal group is $47 million. Fair value less cost to sell disposal group का दिया है $47 million. Okay, $47 million. Assume the disposal group qualifies as held for sale. You are required to show how the disposal group would be accounted for in the financial statement for the year ended 31st March 21. आपको ये बताना है year ended 31st March 21 पे आपको बताना है, राइट? ओके, तो कैसे बताएं, कैसे बताएं? चलो बताते हैं. I hope my Excel file is visible, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
The carrying value which is given for goodwill, PP, inventory, financial asset, financial liability as on 31st December 2020. This is given on 31st December 2020, right? 31st December 2020. अब मुझे क्या करना है, कैरिंग वैल्यू कब निकालनी है, कब निकालनी है? 31st March 21 पे निकालनी है ना मेरे भाई, 31st March, राइट? क्या है वैल्यू? गुडविल सेम वैल्यू, पीपी की वैल्यू क्या दी है? व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ पीपी?
26.
26. What is the value of inventory?
18.
For these items, same value.
Yes, sir.
So what is my carrying value of the disposal group?
63.
63. What is my step number 2? For the entire group, fair value less cost to sell is given. For the entire group, 47. So what is the impairment loss? Impairment loss कितना है?
16.
16 is the impairment loss. So where this 16 will be allocated as per Ind AS 16?
Goodwill.
First, it will be allocated to goodwill.
First goodwill. तो खत्म हो गया, तो goodwill allocate करने के बाद खत्म, right? बाकियों में भी allocate करेंगे?
0.
अगर बचा होता तो क्या करते? बचा होता तो क्या करते?
बेसिस पे करते सर. उसमें भी देखते कि सर रिवाइज कैरिंग वैल्यू से ज्यादा तो नहीं हो रहा, फिर उसको उतना ही करते.
So what is my revised value of disposal group? So now after charging this impairment loss, what will be the value of my fair value less cost to sell? मेरा fair value less cost to sell की वैल्यू कितनी? 63, 47 में 47 is lower ना. So what is the breakup? What is the breakup of this 47? Goodwill will become 0. Right? This is your same value, right? 47. This is the breakup of 47. Your disposal group held for sale account debit, how much? 47. Your two assets and liabilities, 63. Where the difference will go? Impairment loss in the P&L. Correct? Any doubt? Any doubt on this part? Any doubt?
No, sir.
सिंपल है ना, बस आपको कॉन्सेप्ट 36 का भी पता है और इनिशियल मेजरमेंट भी पता है. एक्सटेंडिंग दिस एग्जांपल इन कंसीडरिंग द फेयर वैल्यू लेस कॉस्ट टू सेल टू 43 मिलियन. 47 को 43 कर दिया तो अब क्या होगा? सो नाउ व्हाट इज माय इम्पेयरमेंट लॉस? 20 मिलियन. सो फर्स्ट आई हैव स्ट्राइक ऑफ गुडविल, देन आई हैव हिटेड माय PP&E. करेक्ट? इज दैट क्लियर? ये सबको पता है?
Yes.
Now, again, further extending this example by replacing inventory with intangible asset and considering the fair value less cost to sell to 43 million. Inventory को intangible asset के साथ replace कर दिया. अब क्या होगा? Now, this 43 million means 20 million impairment loss. 16 has to go to goodwill and the remaining 4 has to be allocated pro rata in the ratio of PP and intangible asset. इसमें मैंने इन्वेंट्री पे एलोकेट क्यों नहीं किया इसको, और फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स पे एलोकेट क्यों नहीं किया? फाइनेंशियल एसेट पे और इन्वेंट्री पे. Inventory is always. Sanjay.
There is no impairment loss on inventory independently.
Sir, inventory is always valued at lower of cost or NRV as per S2.
एज पर Ind AS 2. अब आप बड़े हो गए हो, AS2 खत्म हो गया, Ind AS 2 आ गया.
Yes, Ind AS 2.
Right? Ind AS 2. So as per Ind AS 2, you are absolutely right, Bibhu. As per Ind AS 2, inventory has to be recognized cost or NRV, whichever is lower. Inventory is always at a recoverable value. तो उस पे और क्या इम्पेयरमेंट चार्ज करोगे? मैंने बताया था ना 36 में.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट, फाइनेंशियल एसेट इज ऑलवेज एट अ फेयर वैल्यू. तो खुद ही मार्केट वैल्यू पे है, तो उस पे क्या इम्पेयरमेंट चार्ज करोगे? राइट. दैट इज व्हाई, just to reiterate this thing, I have in the third example I have replaced this inventory by intangible asset. Fourth example, अभी भी कहानी खत्म नहीं हुई दोस्तों. Extending this example by replacing financial asset with investment property and considering the fair value less cost to sell to 43 million. Then फाइनेंशियल एसेट को इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रॉपर्टी में ट्रांसफर कर दिया, मतलब replace कर दिया. So now it has to be allocated in the ratio PP, intangible asset and investment property. My accounting entry, disposal group held for sale, account debit, impairment loss debit to assets and liabilities. Are you understanding with the help of these examples where I keep on extending the examples step by step?
Yes, sir.
Yes. My dear friends, if you understood the concept, remember the concept, believe me. देखो आपके कंट्रोल में क्या है, आपके कंट्रोल में कॉन्सेप्ट समझना है. क्या एग्जाम का पेपर आपके कंट्रोल में है?
No, sir.
No, sir. Absolutely not.
Absolutely. Your control, what are the things which is in your control? Concepts are in your control. ये होगा तो क्या होगा, वो होगा तो क्या होगा, इन्वेंट्री पे क्यों नहीं अलोकेट किया, फाइनेंशियल एसेट पे क्यों नहीं अलोकेट किया, कैसे अलोकेट करेंगे, जर्नल एंट्री क्या होगी. ओके, दिस इज इन योर कंट्रोल. डू दैट. जो हमारे कंट्रोल में वही तो हम करते हैं. ओके, राइट माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, राइट. Okay, so this is the example. So in case of disposal group held for sale, you have to apply the principle of Ind AS 36 to allocate the impairment loss. Now, my dear friends, what is the presentation? On the asset side, you will show under current asset, disposal group classified as held for sale, $61 million. This is the total value of asset. Liabilities has to be shown separately on the liability side. Liabilities directly associated with disposal group classified as held for sale. This is the presentation in the balance sheet. Yes. Yeah, one of the student was asking something. Yes.
Sir, in your slide in Excel file, sir, when three of the assets are inventory financial instruments, sir, if that question comes for say 2 marks or 3 marks or single 1 mark also, and we know that we are not going to give impairment loss on the inventory financial asset and financial liabilities, what would be the appropriate answer? Should we write the answer as per impairment Ind AS 36 that impairment loss that these three are out of the scope of Ind AS 36, or we should write that inventory is always calculated at cost per NRV, which is less. I mean to say, which approach we should use, Ind AS 36 or separate?
Let me tell you. There are two aspects, right?
Yes.
So there are two aspects. One aspect is, like I told you, what is the title of Ind AS 105?
Non-current asset held for sale
and discontinued operation. And what 105 covers? Three aspects I told you 105 covers. Three broad category we are discussing in 105. What are three broad categories? Individual non-current asset held for sale, non-current asset held for sale, disposal group held for sale, and discontinued operations, right? So title is non-current asset held for sale, but it also covers disposal group. Disposal group also covers current asset. कर रहा है ना? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So if I talk about Ind AS 36 impairment of asset, if you see the scope paragraph, it scopes out Ind AS to inventory, financial asset, etc., etc. Right? Why? Because the impairment is covered in the respective standard. Okay. So when it talks about cash generating unit, it has a combination of all the non-current asset, all the assets which are within the scope of Ind AS 36, which are not in the scope of Ind AS 36, right? So it means when you solve the question, Okay. So instead of writing that it is out of the scope, you should write that inventory. So as per Ind AS 36, impairment should not be charged on the asset in a cash generating unit, which is already at a recoverable value. Right? So in this case, inventory and financial assets are always at a recoverable value, right? In terms of inventory is cost or NRV, whichever is lower, financial asset is at fair value. So hence we will not allocate any impairment loss on these assets, which is inventory and financial instrument. And let me tell you why. So basically, if the intent is only to remove the scoped out asset, then probably standard would have written in a way that while allocating the impairment on the assets in cash generating unit, first you should not charge impairment on the scoped out asset. Second, on the scoping asset, if the recoverable value is already higher, right, you should not allocate impairment on those assets. It only talks about you should not allocate impairment to the assets which are already at a recoverable value. Right? So you should write that.
Thank you.
Clear, Akshay?
Yes.
ओके. एंड एक बात और भी है, हो सकता है आपको स्कोप याद ना रहे, क्या स्कोप आउट था, क्या स्कोपिंग था, बट आपको ना फंडामेंटल याद रहेगा, है या नहीं?
Yes, sir. Yes.
आपको उस टाइम पे थोड़ी याद रहेगा, अच्छा यार ये 4 एसेट तो स्कोप से बाहर थे, पर आपको ये याद रहेगा कि मुझे इंपेयरमेंट लॉस को एलोकेट कैसे करना है कैश जनरेटिंग यूनिट में. उसके 3-4 कॉन्सेप्ट आपको याद रहेंगे क्योंकि इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट है. ये स्वामीनाथन.
Sir, I have one query on the disclosure requirement on the presentation. Sir, the 61 lakhs, no, that we have disclosed under the fixed asset on the answer. But whenever we non-current asset disposal group, it will be classified below the current asset, right, on the disclosure part. Why it was disclosed under the fixed asset part itself for that?
Fixed asset part, where we have disclosed it under fixed asset part?
Sir, I am talking about 61 lakhs in the disclosure on 14 lakhs separately and 61 lakhs. That see, separation I understood, but why it was disclosed under the fixed asset? It always you should disclose below the current asset, right?
No, so Saminathan, where I have disclosed below the current asset, below the fixed asset?
On the asset category.
So where you are looking at? Sorry, I haven't got it. So कहाँ पे आपने देखा?
Okay, I am looking at only that disclosure part, sir. The 61 lakhs. That slide only.
My slide, my PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, PowerPoint presentation.
So in PowerPoint presentation, so I hope my PPT is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
in this presentation,
Yeah.
see, generally we will put under the below the current asset, right?
So ये है तो Saminathan, there is a non-current asset, there is a current asset, and then there is a disposal group classified as a held for sale. So where it is below the fixed asset? It is below the current assets only. कहाँ लिखा है fixed assets? Where is the fixed asset?
Okay. That asset. Okay. Fine, sir. I got it now. Below the current asset, it classified. Below the current asset liability, it is classified. Okay, now I got it. I wrongly.
So liability is disclosed under current liabilities, below the current liability. Asset is disclosed below the current asset. Why? Because if it is a non-current asset held for sale or disposal group held for sale, the intent is to sell this asset within 12 months, right?
Right, sir. I got it, sir. Now. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Very good. Shall I show you this split of asset and liability in the listed and company annual report? दिखाऊं मैं आपको?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, please, sir.
सब कुछ देखना है आपको. कहते हो yes sir. दिल मांगे मोर.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is the balance sheet. This is the balance sheet, and I have shown you in the balance sheet non-current asset. Then there is a current asset, and then there is a non-current asset or disposal group classified as held for sale. This is the asset side. Now let me take you to the liability side. In the liability side, can you see in the liability side current liability? Then there is a last line item. Can you read the last line item? Liability directly
Yes, sir.
associated with
Liability disposal group classified as held for sale.
held for sale.
119
Yes.
crore.
So this is what it is given here. Okay. Clear?
Clear, sir. Very much clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Yes. Case study 4. Yes. Let's discuss case study 4. This is again, this question is there in your ICAI study material. At 30th June 2013, a decision was taken to classify property as held for sale. Criteria are met. The property was originally acquired for rupees 4 lakh. Okay, originally acquired for 4 lakh. Cumulative depreciation to 30th June 2013 amounted to 1,10,000. So cost was 4 lakh. Cumulative depreciation is 1,10,000. What is the cost minus accumulated depreciation?
2,90,000.
2,90,000. An impairment loss of 35,000 was also recognized at 30th June 2013 because value in use was determined at that date to be 2,55,000. So what is the carrying amount as per Ind AS 16?
55,000.
55,000. Why? Because 35,000 was the impairment loss also. Upon reclassification as held for sale, the fair value less cost to sell was assessed as 2,50,000. So what is lower? Carrying amount 255, fair value less cost to sell 250. What is lower?
250. Another
Fair value
5,000.
less cost to sell.
$250. So there is an additional impairment charge, therefore arose under Ind AS 105 and the carrying value of the property was 250. What is the accounting entry here? What is the accounting entry?
Asset
Yes.
impairment loss.
यार नॉन करंट एसेट
नॉन करंट एसेट
घबराते क्यों हो आप यहाँ पे नॉन करंट एसेट रिकॉग्नाइज करो आई डोंट नो व्हाई यू गाइस आर हेजिटेटिंग नॉन करंट एसेट हेल्ड फॉर सेल 2,50,000 टू पीपीई 255 balancing figure is impairment loss on recognition of NCHFS 5,000 correct
Yes, sir.
Correct, sir.
at the next reporting date. So what information we got up to this level? There are, what is the cumulative impairment loss up to this level?
35 plus 5,000, 40,000.
40,000 is cumulative impairment loss. What is the initial value of NCHFS?
2,50,000.
2,50,000. At the next reporting date, 31st December 13 is the reporting date. The fair value less cost to sell is reassessed at 2,65,000. So what is the increase in the value?
15,000.
Whether we will take this 15,000 increase or not?
Yes, sir. We have 40,000 impairment loss, cumulative impairment loss. You can very well.
Yes. So Nandini, whether we should take this increase completely?
No, sir, till the previous cumulative impairment loss.
So what is the previously cumulative impairment loss?
40,000.
So 15,000 is the increase. So should we take 15 or not take?
Yes, sir, take.
Yes. Because the full amount of the gain 15,000 is recognized in P&L because it is less than the cumulative impairment loss recognized to date 40,000, right? Okay. So clear? Now, if however, at 31st December 13, the fair value less cost to sell was 3 lakh. तो क्या होगा? From 250, it become 3 lakh. There is an increase of 50,000. So how much increase we should take here?
40,000.
Maximum 40,000.
40, maximum 40,000. So then the gain of 50,000 would exceed the cumulative impairment losses of 40,000. In this circumstance, only 40,000 of the gain could be recognized in P&L and the carrying value of the property would be 2,90,000, 250 plus 40. If the property was subsequently sold for 3 lakh, while this is what you have two
Recording in
factories.
progress.
That company has two factories, right? And in both these factories, sanitizer was getting manufactured. Sanitizer. In factories में क्या बन रहा था? Sanitizers. So prior to COVID came in India in February 2020, in China December 19. And my dear friends, the lockdown was happened on in the month of March 2020, correct? So in August 2019 and prior to COVID, this sanitizer was hardly used in the hospitals. Nobody was using sanitizer at home, office, car, public place, no one. करता था क्या कोई use?
So even I don't know what is a sanitizer.
You don't know what is a sanitizer? Sanitizer is like a chemical when you rub your hands, right? So all the viruses, all the germs will get killed. It was used in at the time of COVID, right? Everybody was wiping their hands with sanitizers. Okay. Yes. So friends, this company decided to sell one of the plant, which was manufacturing sanitizers. Because the demand was not that great. So everything was done. So the company has classified one of the factory as a held for sale in the month of August 2019 because it was meeting the criteria of ISPC and HP. It was meeting the criteria of ISPC and HP. Okay. Friends, when COVID came, everyone started manufacturing sanitizer. The demand was increased like anything. The demand has increased manifold. It has increased like anything. Everybody started manufacturing sanitizer, be it Nestle, ITC, Hindustan Unilever. Okay. Everyone started manufacturing, and even every fourth house was manufacturing sanitizer using the use of YouTube. Using the help of YouTube, everybody was manufacturing sanitizer at their home also. So now tell me one thing. This company, which has classified this plant as a held for sale, right? So whether this company will sell this plant?
No. Now they will change
even this company is thinking of buying one more plant. ये कंपनी तो एक और फैक्ट्री खरीदने की सोच रही है. So friends, there is a change in plan. There is a change in plan. And you remember when we were discussing the sale is highly probable, we haven't said that the change in plan is impossible. What we have said, the change in plan is unlikely. फर्क आपको पता है ना unlikely और impossible में?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, impossible and unlikely में. So the standard says that it is unlikely as per the actions taken by the company. So these are the future updates due to which this company has changed the plan. This company has make up the mind that no, this is no more available for sale. And this company has started using that plant for production. Friends, what is the accounting in case of a change of a plan? Right? When the held for sale criteria are no longer met. So when this entity decided to produce, is it meeting the held for sale criteria? No, it is not meeting. The asset should be removed from the held for sale category. Friends, earlier, before classification is held for sale, what is the nature of this factory? The nature of the factory was Ind AS 16, PP. Once it is classified as held for sale, where it was moved? It was moved to Ind AS
105.
105.
But when the held for sale criteria is no longer meeting, again, where it will move again? It will again
Ind AS
to Ind AS 16.
16.
Ind AS 16. Property, plant and equipment. So this part we have covered. Have we covered this part? Moving from Ind AS 16 to Ind AS 105. What is the initial measurement? What is the subsequent measurement? Have we covered?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now let's discuss what will happen when this non-current asset held for sale will classify as a property, plant and equipment. What will happen? Friends, standard says that reclassify and remeasure. This reclassify means you will debit your PP, credit your non-current asset held for sale. But at what value? Remeasure at lower of two values, lower of recoverable amount. You understand recoverable amount? कहीं पढ़ा है क्या आपने recoverable amount?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
कहाँ पढ़ा है?
36
Ind
days.
AS, Ind AS 30.
Fair value less cost to hire or fair value less cost to sell or value
value
in
in use.
inventory higher.
Ind AS 36 में अभी तो पढ़ा है.
Yes, sir.
Guys, before 105, we have completed Ind AS 36. आपने खा पी के हजम कर दिया उसको Ind AS 36 को?
No, no, sir.
In Ind AS 36, Ind AS 36 talks about the concept of recoverable value, which is higher of fair value less cost to sell and value in use. We have discussed at length. We discussed this concept almost for more than 1 hour.
Yes,
in
yes.
our 9-hour class.
Remember completely.
Yes. So recoverable amount, you need to compute the recoverable amount at the date of change of plan, right? And computed carrying amount. What is meant by computed carrying amount? You need to compute the carrying amount. Which carrying amount? You need to compute the carrying amount had this asset never been classified as held for sale. अगर ये एसेट कभी हेल्ड फॉर सेल क्लासिफाई होता ही नहीं, अगर ये एसेट कभी हेल्ड फॉर सेल क्लासिफाई होता ही नहीं, तो इसकी कैरिंग अमाउंट आज क्या होती? Had this asset never been classified as held for sale, then what would have been the carrying amount? Right? You need to compute that carrying amount. Are you getting me? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Right?
We will charge depreciation and get its carrying amount.
So you need to compute, had this asset never been classified as held for sale, then what would have been the carrying value? That value you need to compare with the recoverable value. You need to compare with the recoverable value, my dear friends. Is that clear to all of you?
Clear, sir.
Absolutely clear, very much clear, completely clear.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Completely clear, sir.
Okay, very good. Yes. So friends, let me take you on the Excel file and quickly let me show you the impact and accounting treatment and everything. Please confirm if my Excel file is visible to all of you. Please confirm. Is it visible?
No, sir.
Not yet.
Not visible? Okay. Just a minute. Yes.
Now it is visible.
Yes. Friends, change in plan of sale.
Yes, sir. Excel visible.
In case of change in plan of sale, just a minute. Let me remove the grid line. It will have a good view. Yes. Is it better now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In case of change in plan of sale, the asset is going to be reclassified in the normal non-current asset category again. Normal का मतलब Ind AS 16, 38 and 40. So let me show you the journey. Machinery. What is the journey of the machinery? Ind AS 16. When it meet the criteria of HFS, it will go to NCHFS, Ind AS 105. And when the HFS criteria ceases, then this machinery will become Ind AS 16 again, right? When there is a change in plan of sale of asset, when the held for sale criteria ceases, it will again become an Ind AS 16 item. Friends, assuming on 1st April 19 cost was 5 lakh rupee, life is 10 years. What is the depreciation?
50,000.
50,000.
Is the depreciation. So when this machine met the criteria of held for sale, at what value it is going to be measured? Lower of carrying value and fair value less cost to sell. Assuming on 31st March 20 it met the criteria of held for sale. So what is the carrying amount as per Ind AS 16 on 31st March 20?
4,50,000.
4,50,000. Step number 1, 4,50,000. Step number 2, assuming fair value less cost to sell is 4 lakh, right? What is my NCHFS? Lower of step number 1 and 2. What is the accounting entry? Machine NCHFS account debit 4 lakh. Impairment loss on measurement of NCHFS 50,000. To machinery 4,50,000. Is that clear?
Clear.
I hope it is clear. Now, assuming this machine is ceases to be classified as held for sale, right? There is a change in plan of sale of asset. This machine ceases to be classified as held for sale. So friends, then it has to be measured again. When it ceases to be classified as held for sale, it has to be measured at lower of what? Carrying value had the asset never been classified as held for sale and recoverable value. So on 31st March 21, on 1st April 19, this was machinery, PP. On 31st March 20, it become NCHFS. On 31st March 21, it become again a machinery in day 16. Friends, step number 1, compute carrying value had the asset never been classified as held for sale. अगर ये कभी भी held for sale नहीं होता तो 31st March 21 पे वैल्यू क्या होती? Cost 5 lakh, depreciation for 1920, depreciation for 2021. So what is my carrying value?
4 lakh.
4 lakh.
4 lakh. Had this asset never been classified as held for sale? Step number 2, recoverable value is 3,80,000 given in the question. 380. What is my accounting entry at the date of change of plan? Machine, PP account debit, 380. To machine NCHFS 4 lakh. ये 4 लाख आपको पता है ना कहां से आया? आपने 4 लाख पे रिकॉर्ड किया था ना मशीन
Previous year.
Yes, sir.
Whether this 20,000 will go to depreciation or impairment?
Impairment.
Impairment loss.
This will go to impairment loss. Why? Why not depreciation? Because this machine has ceases the held for sale criteria on 31st March 21. Means up to 31st March 21, this machine was not available for sale. This machine was available for up to 31st March 21, this machine was always available for sale. This machine was available for sale. This machine was not available for use.
Yes.
Correct? This machine was not available for use. तो जब use के लिए available ही नहीं थी तो depreciation क्या charge करोगे? Correct? So
Yes,
this
sir.
20,000 will go to impairment. I hope it is completely clear to all of you.
Yes, clear.
Now, let me get
Sir.
you. Yes, ma'am.
So if in case in the previous Excel file, if in the case 1 when the asset was a PPE, if we have charged in that phase an impairment loss, then we will also consider it in the case of PPE. In the step 1, when we will
ma'am,
compare the carrying
so-
value.
So Nandini, let's wait for your question for 5 minutes. Okay? मैंने कहा ना, God is kind. आप भगवान से जो मांगोगे वो मिलेगा. जो आप मांग रहे हो वो मेरा इस क्वेश्चन में है. So I know the heart of my students. So whatever it is going on in your brain, it is there in the question, right? It will be clear here. Okay. Okay, Nandini?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah. A property is purchased for rupees 5 lakh on 1st January 2019. इस क्वेश्चन के बाद आपको आपका आंसर अपने आप मिल जाएगा. A property is purchased for rupees 5 lakh on 1st January 2019. Cost 5 lakh. Useful life 20 year, zero residual value measured at cost model. What is the per annum depreciation, guys? फटाफट बताओ ना.
25,000.
25,000 is the per annum depreciation. 5 lakh divided by 20. On 31st December 20, what after how many years? 1st Jan 20 से 31st December 20.
2 years.
After 2 years, yes. After 2 years. Okay. After 2 years, the held for sale criteria is met. The property is classified as held for sale. तो ये 16 से कहाँ चली गई? 16 से 105 में आ गई है. Right? First step, 16 से 105. उसके बाद हम 105 से 16 में लेके आएंगे फिर से. So 2 year means accumulated depreciation कितना है?
50,000.
50,000. 5 lakh minus 50, 450. An impairment assessment on 31st December determine the recoverable value based on value in use 4 lakh. What is the impairment loss?
50,000.
50,000.
As per step number 1, compute the carrying amount as per the respective standard immediately before classification as held for sale. Ind AS 16 के हिसाब से carrying amount क्या होगा?
4 lakh.
4,50,000.
What is the formula of the carrying amount?
Cost minus accumulated.
Cost minus cumulative depreciation.
Cost minus depreciation minus
impairment
impairment loss, right? So 4 lakh. Everyone is clear? right?
Yes.
Okay. Fair value less cost to sell is 390. What is lower, 4 lakh or 390?
390.
390.
390. What is the value of NCHFS?
390.
What is the accounting entry?
390.
What is the accounting entry?
NCHFS debit
NCHFS debit 390.
to property
Impairment loss 10,000.
and
Then
impairment.
to PPE 4 lakh.
NCHFS 390 debit 2 PP 4 lakh. So debit 10,000 by impairment loss. Impairment loss on initial measurement of NCHFS 10,000, right? Okay. So up to this level, what is my total impairment loss up to this level? 50,000 at the time of PPNE and 10,000 at the time of 105.
60,000.
60,000. Okay. At 31st December 2021, there is a change in plan after 1 year. अब 1 साल के बाद प्लान बदल गया. Means दोबारा से 16 में आ गए. And the property no longer meet the criteria of held for sale. There is no change in useful life of the property at any point of time. और जो 20 साल की लाइफ शुरू में थी ना, उसी के हिसाब से लाइफ चलती रही. The recoverable value given is 385. 31st December 21 पे रिकवरेबल वैल्यू आपको दी हुई है. ओके. अब आपको निकालना क्या है? क्या निकालना है?
Carrying amount on
31st December 21, assuming कभी हेल्ड फॉर सेल क्लासिफाई हुआ ही नहीं था. बताइए, what is the carrying amount? Assuming this asset never been classified as held for sale, what is the carrying amount on 31st December 21?
390,000.
संजय, कैरिंग अमाउंट एज पर इंड एस 16 क्या होगा 31st December 21 पे अगर ये हेल्ड फॉर सेल नहीं होती तो?
Sir, 4 lakh on December 20 is 4 lakh. Then we have to provide depreciation for 1 year divided by 18 years, remaining period of years.
Okay. Can you please switch off your mute your audio? आप ऑडियो को म्यूट कर लीजिए. Yes. Anyone else? If this asset never been classified as held for sale, this asset was 5 lakh. 50,000 was accumulated depreciation. 50,000 is impairment loss. Your carrying amount is 4 lakh. So ये तो Ind AS 16 के अकॉर्डिंग है. This carrying amount is as per Ind AS 16. Forget about held for sale. No held for sale. If held for sale would not have been there, tell me what is the value as on 31st December 20? क्या वैल्यू होती है as per Ind AS 16?
4 lakhs.
4 lakh. 4 lakh. And what is the remaining life as on 31st December 20? What is the remaining life?
18 years.
18 years.
18 years.
So what is the next year depreciation?
22 to 22.
22 to 22? 4 lakh divided by 18. Very well explained by Saminathan, right? Very well explained. So 4 lakh divided by 18, which is, what is the value? 22 to 22, 377,778. This is the carrying amount which would have been had the asset never been classified as held for sale. What is the recoverable amount? What is the recoverable amount?
385,000.
Step number 1, step number 2. What is lower? What is lower?
377,778.
What is the value of PP? What is the value of PP? 377,778. What is the accounting entry? PP account debit 377,778 to NCHFS. At what value? 390. 390. 390. So PP account debit 377,778 to NCHFS 390. The differential 12,222. Where it will go?
Impairment loss on reclassification.
Impairment loss on reclassification. Impairment loss on reclassification. Is this clear or should I put the accounting entry on the Excel file?
No, sir, it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes,
मैंने
sir.
ऑलरेडी एक एग्जांपल आपको दिया हुआ है एक्सेल फाइल पे, राइट?
Yes,
तो
sir.
लोअर वैल्यू विल बी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड. आई होप इट इज एब्सोल्युटली क्लियर.
Clear.
Very much clear.
Yes, sir.
Very much.
So let me do one thing. Let me put the accounting entry in in the PPT itself, so that when you refer the PPT, you will be able to, if you are confused, you will be able to at least remember this. Just a minute. I hope my PPT is visible.
Yes, sir.
So
नहीं पानी सब दे तक नहीं
PP account debit, 377778, impairment loss on reclassification, debit 12,222 to NCA HFS, right? Credit 3,90,000. ये लो, मैंने आपके लिए अकाउंटिंग एंट्री भी डाल दी. ठीक है? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Very much. Yeah, so friends, we already completed around 5 questions, right? So now we have reached to the last part, discontinued operations. Friends, just allow me a 2-minute break because I'm feeling little, uncomfortable. Just allow me 2 minutes break, and after 2 minutes, I'm resuming the session. Not to worry. Okay, just 2 minutes.
Right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, shall I start?
Yes, please, sir.
Yeah, discontinued operation. Now, what is meant by discontinued operations? It is like a component. It is a kind of a, group of cash generating unit. It is like a component where it is like a segment, component, group of CGU or a CGU, where the company wants to evaluate the operational performance and the financial performance of that component. So the company wants to evaluate the operational performance and the financial performance. Okay. Where the operational performance and the financial performance has to be evaluated. Okay. So for example, Tata Motors, and I'm taking this example in so many years, and the real power of manifestation. I used to take an example since last 7-8 years, and that example become a reality in the real life, in the listed company. Okay. So Tata Motors. Have you heard about Tata Motors? Tata Nano, Nexon car.
Yes, sir.
So Tata Motors has a consumer vehicle and the commercial vehicle segment. Okay. Like Tata Nano तो खत्म हो गई. Like Nexon, right? And the other, what is the name of that car?
Punch.
So Indica, Indigo, Punch.
Yes, Punch, right? So अभी तो Punch और Nexon ज़्यादा चल रही है. Okay. So Tiago, Tata Tiago is also there. Okay. So these cars, these are the consumer vehicles. These are the private vehicle, consumer vehicles. And Tatas are also into the commercial vehicles. Okay. They are also manufacturing commercial vehicles. So they have these two segments, separate division segment. So they are also evaluating the operational and financial performance of consumer vehicle and the passenger vehicle. These are the two major product line for them. Okay. So they need to look at whether my consumer vehicle is profitable or my passenger, my commercial vehicle is profitable, right? So where is the operational efficiency which is sitting? Where is the financial efficiency which is sitting? If I'm investing 1,000 crores in my consumer vehicle, let's say it is giving me 10 crore, means 1%. If I'm investing 1,000 crore in my commercial vehicle, it is giving me, let's say 50 crore, which is 5%. It means this commercial vehicle is giving me more performance, for example. So this is known as a component. And if tomorrow Tata Motors decided to discontinue the consumer vehicle and they only wanted to continue with the commercial vehicle business. So friends, this product line, this discontinuation of the product line is known as a discontinued operations. This is known as a discontinued operations. Okay. So what is a discontinued operation? It is a discontinued operation is a component of an entity which represent a separate major line of business or geographical area of operations. For example, tomorrow Tata Motor decides, I have operations in 5 locations. Let's say they have plant in China, and they have plant in China at 3 places: Shanghai, Beijing, and Guangzhou. Shanghai, Beijing, and Guangzhou, right? So they decided to discontinue their plant in Shanghai. So of course it's a location, right? So they have decided to discontinue in Shanghai, or let's say they decided to discontinue in China completely. So it is a discontinuation of geographical area of operations, right? It's a discontinuation of geographical area of operation. Or this discontinued operation is part of a single coordinated plan to dispose of separate major line of business or geographical area of operations. What does it mean? For example, Tata Motors has 5 plants in India: Northern India, Southern India, Eastern India, Western India, Central India. They have decided to discontinue consumer vehicle business one by one, right? So first they will discontinue Northern India, then Southern, then Eastern, then Western, then Central. So it is also a discontinued operations of a major product line. It is part of a single coordinated plan where this plan is executed gradually. Okay. Or Tata Motor decided to discontinue their plant from China one by one, from Shanghai, from Beijing, from Guangzhou, one by one, right? So this is also a part of single coordinated plan where they are discontinuing their operations gradually. Okay. Or if it is a subsidiary acquired exclusively with a view to resale. For example, the company has acquired a subsidiary and the intent is to resell that subsidiary, resell that operations. It is also known as a discontinued operations. Friends, you remember I have asked you a question. And what question I have asked you? I have asked you a question that at the time of beginning of my session, the objective of Ind AS 105 is to provide the entire accounting of non-current asset held for sale or disposal group held for sale. But it only talks about the presentation and disclosure requirement of discontinued operations. You remember that?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
So why this standard talks about the entire accounting for asset held for sale, but it only talks about the disclosure, presentation and disclosure for discontinued operations. Why? So let me brief you. I hope my Excel file is visible. Friends. Okay. Yeah, friends, let me explain you. So let's say I have two institutes, one in Gurgaon and one in Delhi. Okay. I'm teaching financial reporting in Gurgaon Institute and I'm teaching auditing in Delhi Institute. So full setup. In Gurgaon, I have one institute. In Delhi, I have another institute. I have all the assets in both the institutes. In Delhi, I have my projector, laptop, computer, chair and table, furniture, fixture, water purifier, air condition, library, everything, full setup, staff is there. And I'm also evaluating what is my revenue from Gurgaon Institute and what is my revenue from Delhi Institute. I'm also evaluating, right? I am also looking at the efficiency from the operational perspective and financial perspective. My students are different in Gurgaon and different in Delhi. My customers are different. My cost is different, right? And I am evaluating my financial performance, right? So friends, tell me, and I decided to shut down my Delhi institute. Tell me friends, whether it is a discontinued operations or not. है या नहीं है डिसकंटिन्यू ऑपरेशन?
Yes.
मैं दिल्ली लोकेशन से शट डाउन कर रहा हूं. It is a discontinuation of geographical area of operation. It is a discontinuation of auditing business, right? It is a discontinuation of Delhi Institute. It's a discontinued operations. But tell me one thing, if it is a discontinued operation, whatever assets I have in Delhi Institute, right? Computer, laptop, projector, furniture and fixture, air conditioner, water purifier, boards, books, etc., etc. The chunk of asset I have, right? Whether this discontinued operation also includes disposal group. क्या इस discontinued operation में disposal group भी है?
Yes, sir.
है ना, मेरे पास तो ग्रुप ऑफ एसेट है ना. मैं अपने ऑपरेशन को डिसकंटिन्यू कर रहा हूं, मैं कल से नहीं पढ़ाऊंगा दिल्ली में. But I have in my operations, I have the group of assets. I have group of assets. Yes?
Yes.
So friends, tell me one thing. Is it necessary that I should sell all those assets? क्या जरूरी है, मैंडेटरी है उन सारे एसेट्स को बेचना?
No, sir.
No, sir.
It is at my whims and fancies. Who is stopping me if I will use those assets in my Gurgaon Institute? If I want to expand my Gurgaon Institute, right? Who is stopping me if I want to gift or I want to distribute it free of cost? Who is stopping me, right? So one thing is very much clear. One thing is very much clear that a discontinued operations may have a disposal group held for sale or may not have a disposal group held for sale. Is that clear? Is that clear? Clear or not clear?
Clear.
Yes,
So
sir.
Clear, sir.
if discontinued operation includes disposal group held for sale, if discontinued operations includes disposal group held for sale, then measurement requirement is for disposal group. तो measurement requirement किसकी है? Measurement requirement is for disposal group and presentation and disclosure for discontinued operation is given in the standard. You remember why standard has not given you the measurement requirement for discontinued operation? Because if discontinued operation is having a disposal group, the measurement requirement of disposal group is given already, right? So measurement आपको किसकी करनी है? Disposal group की करनी है. लेकिन अगर वो disposal group, if that disposal group is discontinued operation, then you need to provide the additional disclosure and you need to make some presentation for discontinued operation. I will tell you. Okay. If discontinued operation does not include disposal group held for sale, तो क्या होगा? No measurement and only presentation and disclosure for discontinued operation. क्या ये बात clear है सबको?
Yes, sir.
Whether
Clear.
everybody is clear at this aspect? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, why it is important to disclose the result of discontinued operation separately? क्यों important है? Assuming, let me give you an example. The company has three operations, three major products, A, B, and C. The company has sold A and B for the full year and generated a revenue of 1500 crores. The company has discontinued C operation on 31st December during the year C. And the company has generated a revenue of 500 crores. The company has sold this product for 9 months only. The company has discontinued this product after 9 months. ये product साल में ही बंद हो गया. The total revenue is 2000 crores. Now, there are two options by which the company is doing a presentation. You have to tell me what is the right presentation. In FY 23-24, option number 1, the company is showing a revenue from operation of 2000 crore. Option number 2, the company is showing a revenue from operation 1500 crores from continuing operation, 500 crores from discontinuing operation. Total operation is 2000 crores. Tell me,
Sir,
friends, which option is better, 1 or 2?
Sir, option 2.
Option 2 is better, sir. Because it's separately we are showing. The reader understandability is good.
So this option number 2 gives a complete transparency to the user of the financial statement that listen guys, going forward, this 500 crores you will not be able to see in the future financial statement. Why? Because this 500 crores has been generated from the operations which have been discontinued during the year. Your sustainable revenue is 1500. Your sustainable revenue is not 2000. Your sustainable revenue is 1500 crores. This is what which is given in the standard, right? So revenue from operations has to be shown separately. So P&L of P&L of discontinued operation has to be shown separately. Now, assuming, so this was only for revenue. Now assuming full P&L. If revenue will not be there, cost will also not be there ना. Cost भी तो कम होगी.
Yes, sir.
आपका आउटपुट अगर गिरेगा तो इनपुट भी तो कम होगा. So option number one, we will show each and every line item: revenue separate, continue, discontinue, expense continue, discontinue, PBT continue, discontinue, tax continue, discontinue, PAT continue, discontinue, and within expenses there are a lot of expenses. Whether we need to do like each and every line item we need to split, or what I can do, I can give the P&L for continued operations completely, continued operations, revenue, expense, PBT, tax, PAT, and for discontinued operations, the entire P&L will be given in the notes to accounts, and only PBT, tax, and PAT has to be given on the face, right? So this A plus B will become a total profit after tax. Which option you like most? Both the options are allowed. Which options you prefer?
Option 2, sir.
Again, option 2. While you can use option 1 also, but all the listed companies, big companies are following option 2 because it is more neat and cleaner. More neat and cleaner, right? So friends, again, let me show you a listed company annual report. With that, you will get a complete clarity. Hindalco Industries Limited, let me show you the P&L. So balance sheet I have already shown you, right? Liability associated with disposal group held for sale and disposal group held for sale. So in Hindalco, this discontinued operation is also a disposal group held for sale, right? तो measurement disposal group held for sale के हिसाब से हो गई. अब P&L में कैसे है? Can you see the P&L?
Yes, sir.
Can you see this continuing operations? Word.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This entire P&L is for continuing operation. Income, lot of expenses, then your profit before tax, tax expenses, profit after tax. Then can you see the section of discontinued operation?
Yes, sir.
As I have shown you in the Excel file. And in the discontinued operation, they have given the PBT, tax, and the PAT. And what is the PAT? What is the PAT? 1699. 1699 is the PAT. Can you remember the PAT of 1699? Shall I show you the note where the entire P&L of discontinued operation is disclosed? Shall I show you?
Yes, sir.
दिखाऊं मैं आपको? आप
हाँ, sir.
1699
Yes,
को याद
sir.
रखोगे? Okay. Yes. So friends, this is your entire P&L of discontinued operation. Total income, total expenses, impairment loss recognized as an initial measurement at fair value less cost to sell, carrying amount and fair value less cost to sell, loss before income tax benefit, gain on sale of discontinued operations, income tax benefit, then your loss from discontinued operations 1699. You remember that 1699 I have shown you in the P&L, right? So friends, this is how this discontinued operation has to be shown. PBT, tax and PAT, and the total profit after taxes is your 5182 plus 1699. Friends, if there is a discontinued operation, you have to give the results of, you have to give the earnings per share, basic and diluted earnings per share from continuing operations, basic and diluted earnings per share from discontinued operations, and basic and diluted earnings per share from the total operations. This is also required to be given, right? So friends, in case of discontinued operations, the earning per share in the statement of profit and loss will be shown as below. Basic and diluted EPS for continuing operation, discontinuing operation, total operation. This is how it is going to be shown. Is that clear? Is that completely clear? Is that
Yes,
absolutely clear?
crystal clear, sir.
Crystal clear?
Clear.
Very good. Absolutely fantastic, my dear friends. Yes. Now, let me ask you a question. Sun Limited is a retailer of a takeaway food like burger and pizzas. I hope my seat is visible. Slide is
Yes,
visible.
sir.
Yes, sir. Visual.
It decided to sell one of the outlet located in Chandni Chowk in New Delhi. So Sun Limited is a retailer, right? It is running a food chain. The company has sold one of the outlet in Chandni Chowk. The company will continue to run 200 other outlets in New Delhi. All Ind AS 105 criteria for held for sale was met on 1st October. The outlet will be sold in June 17. Management believe the outlet is a discontinued operations and want to present the result of outlet as a discontinued operation. बताओ मैनेजमेंट का इंटेंट सही है या गलत है?
I think it is the part of the same operations.
Same operation
Cannot be.
या कुछ अलग चीज नहीं है.
Friends, is it a discontinuation of a major product line? No. एक आउटलेट बंद किया है ना. डोमिनोज पिज्जा के आउटलेट आप बहुत सारे देखते हो. एक आउटलेट दिल्ली में एक आउटलेट बंद हुआ है. Not a discontinuation of major product line. Is it a discontinuation of geographical area of location?
No, sir.
Geographical location. Delhi is a location and चांदनी चौक में बंद किया. चांदनी चौक से 3 किलोमीटर के बाद आपको 200 आउटलेट और मिल जाएंगे. 200 में से कोई आउटलेट मिल जाएगा. It is not a geographical area of discontinuation, not a major product line discontinuation. Friends, it is not a disposal. It is a disposal group, but not a discontinued operation. The Chandni Chowk outlet is a disposal group. It is not a discontinued operation as it is only one outlet. It is not a major line of business or geographical area, nor a subsidiary acquired with a view to resale. ICAI study material illustration. Tell me, in this case, what will be the answer? Read the question and give me the answer, मेरे प्यारे प्यारे दोस्तों. बताओ क्या होगा आंसर. MNO disposes of a component of the entity. MNO, I hope the Excel file is visible.
Yes. No, sir.
PPT.
Sorry. PPT. My bad.
Sir, PPT file
MNO
is
company disposes of a component. MNO disposes of a component, right? By selling the underlying asset. The sale transaction is incomplete at the reporting date. And this company is disposing the component by selling. So tell me, is it a discontinued operation? ये discontinued operation है क्या?
ये disposal group
है तो अरे discontinued operation है ना. कह रहा है ना component dispose of कर रहे हैं.
Yes.
क्या ये disposal group भी है? Asset held for sale भी है?
Yes.
Asset held for sale.
Yes, sir.
Disposal group held for sale. Yes. PQR has ceased activity. PQR has stopped the activity which meet the definition of discontinued operation. PQR ने काम बंद कर दिया जो कि discontinued operation की definition को meet करता है. शट डाउन कर दिया, बंद कर दिया, तो ऑपरेशन को डिसकंटिन्यू कर दिया. कंटिन्यू थे, उनको बंद कर दिया. विदाउट सेलिंग एनी एसेट. बताइए डिसकंटिन्यूड ऑपरेशन है?
हाँ सर.
Yes, sir.
Is it a discontinued operation? Yes. Is it a disposal group held for sale?
No, sir.
No, it is not a disposal group held for sale. Right? Not a disposal group held for sale. Third, STU ceases activity, बंद कर दी, and has already completed the sale of underlying asset at the reporting date. And has already completed the sale. Sale भी complete कर गई. Sale भी complete हो गई. क्या ये discontinued operation है? Yes.
हाँ सर.
क्या ये
Yes, sir.
disposal group held for sale है?
No.
No, sir. Already sold.
बचा ही क्या
Already
सर?
sold. Already sold. So nothing will be in the balance sheet. आपको balance sheet में disposal group held for sale नहीं दिखेगा. But discontinued operation है. आपको उसका presentation करना पड़ेगा. Continuing operation, discontinuing operation. You have to tell your stakeholders, users that guys, this is my revenue from discontinued operation. This is my cost from discontinued operation. This is my profit from discontinued operation. Last, VWX will sell or has sold asset that are within the scope of Ind AS 105 but does not discontinue any of its operation. So the company has classified some asset as held for sale. Can I complete first? The company has not classified any, so any discontinuation is not meeting the criteria of discontinued operation. So discontinued operation तो नहीं है, लिखा है ना नहीं है? No.
No, sir.
But is it asset held for sale?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Already sold, I think.
Already sold.
No, it is written na. Will sell or has sold asset within the scope of Ind AS.
Yes, asset held for sale is yes.
So this is your asset held for sale. So friend, this is what we discussed. So friends, I have completed Ind AS 105. So can you please keep on mute? Bibu or whomsoever is there, can you please keep on mute? Yeah, friends, I have completed this Ind AS 105 with a detailed revision and with all the concepts which we have covered today. We started that three kind of things are there: individual non-current asset held for sale, group of asset held for sale, disposal group held for sale, and discounted operation. Then we discussed that the two conditions should be satisfied for classifying a NCHFS or DGHFS, ISPC and HP. Then we discussed exception to 1 year rule also. We discussed initial measurement is at a lower of carrying value and fair value less cost to sell. Carrying value has to be as per the respective standard. Then we discuss subsequent measurement, it has to be at fair value less cost to sell. If there is a subsequent decrease, you need to recognize impairment. If there is a subsequent increase, you need to recognize the increase only to the extent of previous decrease. Previous impairment losses, cumulative impairment losses. Then we discussed the change in plan of sale of the asset. Whenever there is a change in plan, you need to again reclassify from NCHFS to the normal asset like investment property, intangible asset, PP, etc., etc. On that date, you have to recognize a lower of recoverable amount and computed carrying amount. What is a computed carrying amount? What would have been the carrying amount had the asset never been classified as held for sale? Then we discuss the discontinued operation. If the discontinued operation includes a disposal group held for sale, measurement has to happen as a disposal group held for sale, but the presentation and classification, the presentation disclosure will be there. In the P&L, you have to present the result of the discontinued operation separately with the earnings per share of the discontinued operation separately. This is what we have discussed in 105. And we have also done some 7-8 questions on the 7-8 questions. I'm talking about 6-7 questions plus a lot of examples on the Excel file to understand the concept better. I hope you guys have enjoyed the session. I hope you guys have understood each and every element of Ind AS 105. Yes or no? Yes, Amina.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. I have one query on that case study number 5. Sir, we given the recoverable value on that 3,85,000, but carrying value we computed as the asset is not held for sale is 3,77,778. Sir, HSFS we at the time of reclassification is 3,90,000. In this case, we have that PPE we debited to 3,70,000 because RV or CV whichever is lower. Suppose in that case the recoverable value is 3 lakh rupees, which means earlier is 3,85,000. Now it's 3 lakhs. So obviously the carrying value less or RV whichever is lower is 3 lakh. Only 3 lakh only we will bring into the, we will debit that, right, sir?
Of course, yes.
Of course, yes. On that case, the difference between the 3 lakh and the 3,90,000, the 90,000 will go for impairment loss.
Yes.
This is okay. This is what I'm assuming that. But my query is that the recoverable value we fixed as 3 lakhs. The carrying value we computed 3,77,778. The difference now the 77,778. So it is automatically taken care of the impairment entry. That is what.
And Saminathan, what was the objective of your Ind AS 36? That your carrying amount should not be more than the recoverable amount. Your carrying amount, you computed your carrying amount, it is coming at 377,778. But the recoverable value is 3 lakh. So of course you have to reduce it. Correct? You have to reduce it down to 3 lakh rupees. Okay. So that's how it is already captured in the concept itself. It is talking about lower of computed carrying amount and the recoverable amount. But if your NCHFS is more than that, So to that extent, you need to recognize the impairment also. 390 and 3 in your example. In my example, 390 and 377778. Yes.
Right, sir. Suppose that HSFS held for sale is 3 lakh, then the gain will come, right, sir?
Suppose the
HFS held for sale, in this case is the 3,90,000. Suppose if it is 3 lakhs,
yes.
can we recognize a gain on that?
So in that case, see, your carrying amount of NCHF is 3 lakh. And what is your lower 377,778 that you are saying? It is impossible. How can it be possible?
No, sir, I'm talking about the original case that RV is 3,85,000, carrying value is 3,77,000. Now that HFS is 3,90,000.
Yes.
In that case, the HFS is coming down to 3 lakhs. Now the PPE is more values, right? On that case, the gain will come, right? To the extent of 85,000.
So still I'm not clear, Saminathan, what you are saying. So basically, let me reiterate your question. So shall I go to my case study of 377,778?
Yes, sir, please, sir.
Yes,
sir.
This is the case study. Okay. So just hang on. So in this case, NCHF is 390. You are okay with the NCHF's value, 390?
Sir, I'm absolutely fine on this.
So what is your next question? Your next question is now in the next year it become 3 lakh.
No. My question is that in this exact case, that the HFS we reclassified at the time is 3,90,000. Suppose if it is a 3 lakh.
When? This 390 is 3.
Yeah, 390 is 3 lakh that time.
Okay.
Now, assuming that in the subsequent year it went gone up all these things, now it's a recoverable value coming to 3,85,000, and the carrying value is 377. Now lower is 377. Now is HFS is 3 lakh. The 70,000 is the excess is there. Where will go?
So theoretically speaking, it will be a gain, right? Theoretically speaking, it is a reversal of impairment. But practically, this cannot be the case. Why? Because what you are doing, why it has been 3 lakh. So you already have done, see what happens when you are actually computing step number 1. When you are computing this step number 1, Saminathan, so this step number 1 is taking care of some impairment loss, right? So probably this recoverable value has been compared with the cost minus accumulated depreciation, and majority of the impairment loss has been captured here. So when we are classifying this 4 lakh, when we are classifying the step number 1 to step number 2, when we are going to step number 2 and comparing with the fair value less cost to sell, there are very less chances that so much of impairment is sitting at this point of time. Very less chances. So what you are saying, practically, it is not feasible that this 390 will become 3. Matlab 90,000 impairment loss has happened at the time of classification as held for sale. It is less likely, but even though if it is there, theoretically speaking, what you are saying, that is right. The gain has to be recorded. The reversal of impairment loss has to be recorded. Theoretically speaking, right? Yes.
Right, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, friends. Now I need to conclude the session. I need to call out the session. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay happy. We'll meet in the next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care. Session over.